week 4 of the high school football season. Welcome back into the Tubetown studios. I am Brandon Reed. Tonight we start conference play, and we started in the 4A3 as the Highland Rebels travel to Jonesboro to take on the Westside Warriors. We are going to see some major Division I college talent on the field tonight. But first, let's wrap up the action from last week here on Tubetown. It was a historic night for Tubetown as we had our first ever tie. We have been covering high school football for 5 years in Northeast Arkansas, broadcast over 100 games or so, and never seen what we witnessed this past Friday night live from Gosnell. You could not ask for anything more in a high school football game than what we saw between Rivercrest and Gosnell in the pirate ship this past Friday night, except that is for a winner. We finished the game in a 29-all tie. Let's take a look at how we got there in the week 3 edition of the 2-minute drill. Roll the footage.
The Gosnell Pirates 2-0 will take on the Rivercrest Colts who are 0-2. Griffin play action, rolling to his left, firing into the flat. It is caught, and it is. Let's see.
Referee says he's out of bounds.
Oh, they're going to touchdown. That is Chew to throw. He's being flushed out of the pocket to his right. Fires deep downfield, and it is caught by Tittle on the right, 35-30. Foot race, nobody's going to catch him. This is a 70-yard touchdown pass from Marquez Chew to Devin Tittle. Center I formation. Give to Langston. Gets it outside of the 20, 25, 30, foot race, 35, 40, 45, 50. 40, they're not going to catch him. Langston is going to go the distance. 85-yard touchdown, Cecil Langston. Hand off to Anderson, big hole, left side into the middle, down inside the 10, inside the 5, still going, touchdown! Chew, fakes, toss to Tittle out in the flat, breaks a tackle, 35-40, foot race. Does he have the angle? He cuts back, and he is gone. Holy cow! Another huge play for the Rivercrest Colts. Goal to go. Give to Anderson, still on his feet, pushing, and he is in for the touchdown. Had Rivercrest right where they wanted them. And now,
that's a touchdown.
Dwight Griffin on the keeper for the touchdown. Chew, play action, rolling. Now he rolls to his right. Gets away from trouble. Fires complete. Inside the 5-yard line on a touchdown. Toss. Anderson. Bottled up. He's not going to get it. He is not. The ball's on the ground.
He's still not.
No shortage of action and excitement, as you can tell from the highlights. What a battle. We finished tied 29-all in a back-and-forth game. The Colts dominated through the air with 188 yards to the Pirates' 94. Gosnell dominated on the ground yardage, 266 to 186. We saw big plays from Chew, Langston, Griffin, and Miller, and we had to split our Player of the Game award between Devin Tittle of the Colts and Brian Anderson of the Pirates. Tittle had 4 catches for 83 yards and 2 TDs, while Anderson finished with 18 carries for 146 yards on the ground and 2 TDs for that young man. Now, something else that really impressed me was the ability of the Colts quarterback Marquez Chew to escape pressure. He did it all night long with some amazing runs to avoid lost yardage and make plays down the field. The Colts unfortunately enter 3A3 conference play 0-2-1, while the Pirates enter 4A3 conference play still unbeaten at 2-0-1. We hope to have as great of a game here tonight between the Rebels and the Warriors. We will preview your Highland-Westside matchup and hear from Coach Spencer Hill of Highland coming up on the other side of the break. We'll be right back.
This is a seed. And this is a farmer. Together, they're responsible for creating 1 in 12 American jobs. Yes, you heard right. 1 1 in 12 American jobs are related to the family farm. From row to row across this great nation, every farmer counts.
As part of the fight to keep cable rates affordable, Ritter is on your side against giant programming companies. Because they control programming, they make the rules, like forcing you to buy channels and bundles to get the one you like, and then hiking the price way above inflation. They even forbid cable distributors like us from telling you what channels actually cost. Join us in working for better laws that give consumers more choices and more information. We're right by you on this issue.
Welcome back to the Week 4 pregame show. It is now time to take a look at our matchup tonight between the Highland Rebels and the Westside Warriors. We are done with the warm-up games. It is and conference titles are now on the line starting tonight. Highland comes into the game 1-2, while Westside opened up their season right here on Tubetown in a Week 1 victory over Manila, 40-0. Now they have gone 1-1 since that time. Highland is the favorite to win the 4A3 this year, and Westside is predicted to finish about in the middle of the pack. Both teams knocked off 2A3 schools last week as Westside traveled to Cross County and beat the Thunderbirds 47-37, and Highland got their first win in impressive fashion, beating Earl in Hardy by the score of 40-14. Earl is predicted to win the 2A3 conference this year, so as you can tell, the Rebels kind of flexed their muscle last Friday night against a really good team. While Highland enters league play 1-2, they have played a ridiculously tough schedule to this point. They went to Fayetteville and played Midland Christian out of Texas and lost that contest 56-7. They then went to Clinton and dropped that game 49-27. The Rebels finally got a game in Hardy last week and took advantage for their first win of the season, beating a tough Earl team 40-14. Now, I spoke with Coach Spencer Hill of Highland about the tough non-conference schedule, his outlook on the 4A3 this year, and the matchup tonight with Westside. Let's hear what Coach Hill had to say.
I mean, of course, we did that on purpose, trying to up our non-conference games up, just get that challenge. And I think that motivates our kids a little bit better in the summer when they know, your first couple games you got quality opponents. And I think in the long run it's going to pay off. Right now, I think we've lost a few kids with injuries in those first couple games, which has kind of hurt us and kind of set us back a little bit. But let us know exactly where we stand and let us know, where our weaknesses are and what we need to be focused on right here kicking off conference play tonight. And, playing those 3 games and having 3 really competitive games there early, I think is going to get us ready for almost any situation we'll see in conference play. And, it's a 7-game stretch here, and, the key is to start fast. You want to win that first one, get you some momentum in conference play, and hopefully you can get on a roll, because really, I think it's always about momentum. When you're dealing with 16, 17, 18-year-old kids, and if you can get hot at the right time and stay hot, and, just improve every week. And I think that's just a week-to-week grind of everything. And I know our conference is, I think, really balanced this year, and I think it's just going to be a battle. I think everybody's better, and I think that's kind of what everybody's looking at this year. A lot of the guys have been down in recent past. I think everybody feels like they're better, which they are. I mean, we got a lot of respect for Westside. They've been a program on the rise here for 3 or 4 years, and I think this is their toughest team they've had. I think they're very physical up front. They're definitely give us a challenge in the trenches on both sides of the ball. I remember, putting their film in, you see how hard their kids play and just how physical, how much they attack around the scrimmage, which really stands out. And I've known Coach Mayer for a long time. Back when he was at Mountain View, we used to have a lot of battles with them, and man, I know they're going to be well coached. And they're just a dangerous team. And I think they're high. They're 2-1, we're 1-2, and I think they're going to be very confident coming in. And I know we're going to get their best shot.
So Coach Hill definitely thinks that tough non-conference schedule will pay off as the Rebels look for their 3rd conference title in 4 years. And one of the keys for the season Coach Hill spoke to me about was staying healthy. He mentioned 5 players that have gone down already this year, so he would like to get those guys healthy and hopes that no one else, of course, will go down. A couple of seniors that are healthy and rolling are Arkansas commit Deion Stewart and Arkansas State commit Avery Johnson. Now, both are listed as receivers, but will have multiple roles on the field. Stewart is 6 foot 165. He has 14 catches for 305 yards and 4 TDs so far this year. He also is rushed at 19 times for 63 yards. Johnson goes 6'2", 215 and has caught 7 passes for 123 yards and a TD through the air. He also has ran the ball 23 times for 135 yards and 2 TDs on the ground. The Rebels also lean heavily on their junior quarterback, Reed Magg, who is 26 of 55 for 423 yards and 5 TDs on the year. He has also thrown 5 picks, however, so he's going to have to keep from throwing it to the Warriors in this big road league contest. Magg also leads the team in rush attempts and yards with 24 attempts for 147 yards and 2 TDs with his legs. Senior Kevin French is listed as the Rebel starting running back, but through 3 games, he has only rushed the ball 10 times for 45 yards. So as you can tell from the season numbers, Highland is going to try and spread the Warriors out, and Magg will be the key to their success of the Rebels here tonight, whether he is tossing it to his 2-star wideouts or taking off with the ball himself. Magg does have the tendency to be a little loose with the ball, with 16 TDs last season and 14 picks as a sophomore. And through 3 games this year, he has as many interceptions as he does TDs, 5. So he'll definitely have to take care of the ball here tonight to pull off this road win. Now, how is this for balance from the numbers so far from Highland? Through 3 games, they have 448 yards on the ground and 4 TDs. Through the air, they have 486 yards and 5 TDs. The Rebels should be okay here tonight if they can keep the Warriors guessing on defense and, of course, avoid turnovers. They had 6 turnovers in the first-round playoff loss to Dardanelle that prompted these returning players to call a team meeting with Coach Hill the Monday after the loss and said, "We don't want any time off this summer. Let's get to work right now." So, will 4A redemption start here tonight for the Rebels? Now, since we saw Westside last in Week 1 here on Tubetown, they had an unpleasant home opener against Hoxie, losing 42-14, and won a shootout last week at Cross County 47-38. In the Hoxie game, the Warriors actually led 14-7 after 1, but the Mustangs figured it out and struck back with 35 unanswered points. So the Warriors opened 4A3 conference play at home with a record of 2-1. They controlled the game against Cross County, although the Thunderbirds would not go away. Cody Banda got in the end zone a couple of times, including a huge 73-yard run straight down the middle. Thomas Kraft reached the end zone, and so did Michael Carr. Banda and Kraft both had over 100 yards rushing in the game. After seeing the Warriors in action in Week 1 at Manila, and then from the highlights I saw against Cross County and the numbers, it is clear Westside is a run option team this year. They threw the ball sparingly in Week 1, only tallying 52 yards through the air. Most of those came in one play. And last week at Cross County, the numbers look like this: 1 for 7 passing the ball for 74 yards and 1 TD. And those 75 yards, of course, all came on that one pass play, that TD. The Warriors ran the ball 42 times for 306 yards and 5 TDs. The Thunderbirds were having success through the air against the Warriors, going 9 for 13 for 196 yards and 4 TDs. That should be a concern for Coach Mayer here tonight, because with the talent Highland has, they may get 8 TDs through the air if the Warriors cannot shadow these Rebel receivers and make immediate tackles once the ball is caught. Thunderbirds actually outgained the Warriors in total yardage, 395 to 380 last week. Now, we're going to see that Cross County team live in action October 17th from Lepanto, so cannot wait for that one. They appear to be a really good team, good solid team this year. So some of the things to keep an eye out for in this matchup tonight is, of course, the big-time talent on the Rebel offense. Will Westside be able to impose their running attack? And if the Warriors do get behind, will they stick to that run game? Because Highland can put up a bunch of points on the board in a hurry. Now, it will be interesting to see how Westside will respond if they do get behind by a couple of touchdowns. Highland leads the overall series with Westside 9-2 and have outscored the Warriors, check this out, 211-37 in the past 5 meetings, and 21 of those 37 came from last year's loss in Hardy to Highland, as Highland won that 49-21. Highland is looking for their 3rd conference title in 4 years under Coach Hill, while Westside is looking to make the playoffs for a school record 3rd straight year under the guidance of Coach Mayer. It is now time to send you live to Warrior Field for Highland and Westside. You can wipe the slate clean, folks. A new season starts tonight. It's conference time. Chris Benson, West Cisco, take it away.
It's a warm, muggy, clear night, and the Tubetown Tour of Jonesboro kicks off tonight on the campus of Westside High in a 4A3 conference opener between the Highland Rebels, who are 1-2, and the Westside Warriors, who are 2-1. Hello, everyone. I'm Chris Benson, along with West Cisco. We're set to bring you tonight's action here in the 4A3 conference, and a couple of teams that were in the playoffs last year, and a couple of teams that are looking to get off on the right foot this year at Highland and Westside.
Highland and Westside is going to be a good 4A3 matchup, Chris, and I'm looking forward to it tonight. We've got 3 big superstars coming into the night for Westside. You got Thomas Kraft, who we saw in week 1 against Manila, just run over the Manila lines, and you got 2 D1 prospects, or actually signees, out of Highland with the Avery Johnson and Deion Stewart.
You talk about Deion Stewart going to the University of Arkansas. Avery Johnson going to stay right here in Jonesboro and play for the Arkansas State University Red Wolves. Last week, Deion Stewart, 300 yards receiving and 4 touchdowns in their victory over the Cross County Thunderbirds.
Do believe we have something special going on tonight. As you see the lineup here, if you remember in week 2 at Martree, we did an interview at halftime with Billy Ward, Tucker Ward's father. He is honorary captain. Now, he is a 2nd grader here at Westside. He's going to be the honorary captain tonight. This is going to be a special moment for this young man.
We'll go down to that when they get on the field. They're not quite ready for that. A little more about tonight's matchup. We've seen Westside once already this year, a 40-0 trouncing in our first game of the year at Manila, and it was all about Thomas Kraft.
It was all about Thomas Kraft, and that's one thing they're going to have to. That's one thing we were talking about earlier with the in the pregame production meeting, was how Westside could win this game, and it's going to have to be with Thomas Kraft, because he's going to have to take the role of the running back and try to do some control the clock, because we know that this Highland Rebel team can also go out and do a big-time aerial threat. As you said, one receiver had almost 400 yards receiving last week with Deion Stewart.
Highland's record of 1-2 may be a little misleading. They have played up in competition to get ready for this 4A3 conference. They lost to a team out of Midland, Texas in week 1. They played a Texas high school team, lost 56-7, but we know what Texas high school football is all about. Then they lost to Clinton, who is always has a very good team, 49-27. Then last week, a win over the Earl Bulldogs, 40-14. I said Cross County. It was Westside that beat Cross County last week, 47-38. But Highland took Earl to the woodshed last week, 40-14. And just a couple of stats from that game. Deion Stewart, the U of A commit, had 305 yards receiving and 63 yards rushing, a total of 368 yards, while Avery Johnson, he put up 260 yards of himself in all-purpose yards, catching and receiving. So between those two young men, over 500 yards of offense. So it's going to be imperative for not only for Westside to ball control Highland, but they're going to have to find a way to stop Johnson and Stewart too from just absolutely going off.
Yeah, the defense They did a good job against the Lions of Manila in week 1. They're going to have to use the old cliche, step it up here in conference play with these against these Highland Rebels.
Well, our cameras have gone down to field level now, and we're just about to have that honorary coin toss, and I'm going to throw it to you for the commentary on little Tucker Ward.
Well, you know, Tucker, and I'm sorry if I'm going to pronounce this wrong, he suffers from Sanfilippo syndrome. It's a terminal illness, as we found out in week 2. Go to www.operationtuckerfreedom.com to find out more about Tucker. There's also going to be on Saturday, October the 11th, there's going to be Tucker Fest at ASU Tailgate City. They're going to have face painting, bouncy houses, cake competitions, food, games, live music, and capping off will be like a fun run, fun walk that evening in Jonesboro. And let's just look at the pictures here of Tucker being the honorary captain.
Also tonight we have an honorary captain, 6-year-old Tucker Ward. Tucker's a first-grade student at Westside Elementary. He suffers from a condition known as Sanfilippo syndrome, for which there is no cure. Operation Tucker Freedom supports Tucker, his family, and others affected by Sanfilippo syndrome.
Well, it looks like that Highland will get the ball to start the first half, as we've had the honorary coin toss. We are a couple of minutes away from kickoff, so we're going to step aside and take a commercial break, and when we come back, we'll have the opening kick of tonight's 4A3 conference opener between the Highland Rebels and the Westside Warriors. You're watching high school football on Tubetown.
This is a seed, and this is a farmer. Together, they're responsible for creating 1 in 12 American jobs. Yes, you heard right. 1 in 12 American jobs are related to the family farm. From row to row across this great nation, every farmer counts. This is a seed, and this is a farmer.
Chris Benson, West Cisco back here. We're about ready for tonight's opening kickoff between the Highland Rebels, who are dressed in their road white and red numbers with black trim and gray pants. Westside in their home reds with white numerals and black trim, and they're about set to kick it off with Chase Sprinkle putting it on the tee. And 2 men are back deep for the Rebels. High short kick will bounce at the 23 to the 25, and he will be met shy of the 30-yard line. That was number 8, Chance Thatch, on the return.
Tonight's keys to the game are brought to you by Eye Care Truman. Let Dr. Angela Howe and the staff at Eye Care Truman bring life into focus for you. Eye Care Truman, 807 West Main in Truman.
And as we said right off the top, contain Stewart and Johnson. That's going to be the big key for the Westside Warriors. Reed Mag is the quarterback. He drops the snap, and we have a flag on the game's first play.
I do believe that's going to be a false start. It is.
False start against Highland, so that will back them up 5 yards.
The Farmers Bank starting lineup. Farmers Bank and Trust enjoys a proud history of dedicated service to the people of Mississippi County and surrounding areas. Farmers Bank and Trust with locations in Blytheville, Goslow, Manila. Equal housing lender. Member FDIC.
Reed Mag, the quarterback. Cody Phipps in the backfield with him. And now it looks like a Westside Warrior jumps offside and give them the 5 back.
You know, if you got this Rebel offense already 5 yards out, you don't want to give it back to them.
That was number 9 for Westside that jumped. Demarius Smith was the guilty party. So Highland coming out of the no huddle. 3 receivers to the top of your screen. Deion Stewart, the lone receiver at the bottom. And Mag wants to throw. Looking deep down the middle, and it is incomplete. Intended for Avery Johnson.
Good coverage that time by the West Side defender, Casey Story. He was stride for stride with Johnson on that one, Chris.
Johnson actually should have had that catch. He had it in his hands, and he bobbled it and dropped it as he was coming down. Skylar Conway, also one of the wideouts. And Mag wants to throw again, and he's going to be hit and dropped. A sack by number 55. Drew Slavin on the sack.
That's the quick start we were talking about for Westside. You know, Highland won the ball first. You got to hit them on the defensive side. Try to get them out of their rhythm early.
So that's a loss of 9, and it'll be 3rd down and 19 from their own 18-yard line. So that's what Highland wants to do, is keep Westside behind the chains. You've got single coverage to the bottom of your screen with Deion Stewart. Mag going to be chased again. He throws it, and that should almost intercepted, and that should be, I'm wondering if there shouldn't be a flag on that. That did not get past the line of scrimmage. And he was not out of the tackle box.
I'm not seeing one, but yeah, I agree with you, Chris. I think that should have been intentional grounding as well.
So an outstanding defensive series for the Westside Warriors as they put Highland on a 3 and out. And Highland will punt it away. Gillespie will let it bounce at the 45, goes past him into Westside territory and will be down at the Westside 40. So round 1 goes to Westside early, and they have good field position.
Let's see what they can do with this ground attack. Chris, we picked up a new sponsor, Kaiser LP Gas. Kaiser LP Gas can fill all your propane needs, agriculture, commercial, and residential. Call today at 870-526-2198, Kaiser LP Gas.
Kenny McFadden is your quarterback. Thomas Kraft and Cody Banda will be in the backfield. Michael Carr is a wing back. Kason Story, Kushan Gillespie are your wideouts. And there's the give to Thomas Kraft, and he's carrying Highland Rebel tacklers all the way out to the 46-yard line. That's a gain of 6 on 1st down, and that will bring up 2nd and 4. And the rest of the defense for Highland is Mike Archibald, David Rutledge, Wade Paul, Sloan Lane on the defensive line, Garrett Hussing, Jake Burton, Seth McCarty, William French are your linebackers, Deion Stewart, Preston Duncan, and Chance Thatch are your secondary. And gaining only about a yard or 2 was Cody Banda. But it'll be 3rd and short, and that's what Westside wants tonight. This is probably what you're going to see tomorrow afternoon on CBS. A little mini sample, if you will. A team of 2 opposite, totally opposite frames of mind. You got the ground attack versus the aerial attack.
There you go. And the third keys of the game that we were going to discuss a while ago is time possession. Westside wants to win the time possession and leave that Highland Rebel defense out there as long as it can.
Thomas Kraft gets the toss on the sweep. He's got first down yardage all the way to the Highland 42-yard line, and that's a gain of 9 yards for Thomas Kraft. And that will bring up a first down. As the big offensive line from Westside was opening holes and 9:23 left to play in the first quarter. No score. Just underway here at Westside. Give to Kraft. He's ahead to the 40. And I tell you what, number 77, David Rutledge, almost took that ball away from Kenny McFadden.
And that's what the Highland defense is going to want to do, is try to strip the ball away, see how many turnovers they can get against this Warrior offense. If you remember, Warriors had a little trouble hanging on to the ball against Manila week 1.
Number 10, Kason Story, split to the bottom of your screen, and the give is to Banda. He's got a nice hole, 35, still on his feet. First down yardage, down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. That's a gain of 12 more for Thomas Kraft.
This is exactly what the Westside coaching staff wanted out of this first series, Chris.
4 carries, 29 yards on this drive so far for Thomas Kraft. And Westside is knocking on the door, and they do have a good place kicker. That's something else to watch in tonight's game, is when Westside does get into field goal range, getting some kind of points. Give to the first man through, Cody Banda, and he's only going to get a yard down to the 29-yard line.
We appreciate you tuning us in here on Tubetown. If you're on Twitter, go find us at Tubetown21. Let us know where you're watching the game from using the hashtag Rebs versus West. And time allows, we'll read some tweets on the air.
2nd and 9 at the Highland 29. Toss sweep, Kraft, and he's going to be stacked up this time. Big number 77, David Rutledge, right there in on that stop. A loss of a yard for Kraft. So now, 3rd and long for the first time tonight. They converted a 3rd down earlier. But this will be 3rd down and 11 back at the 30.
This is not what Westside wanted, is 3rd and long against this Rebel defense.
7:15 left to play in the opening quarter. Gillespie split to the top of your screen. McFadden to throw. Fires a little swing pass out into the flat, incomplete, intended for Michael Carr. And it will be 4th down. So we'll see what Westside wants to do here on 4th down.
I think this is a little too far even for their place kicker, but you also don't want to, you're not in really good punting territory. I think they go for it.
You can see Kenny McFadden getting the play from his coach, so they are going to go for it on 4th down. Story comes to the bottom of your screen, Gillespie to the top. McFadden, play action rolling to his left, fires incomplete. That wouldn't have gone anywhere anyway. Good pressure that time by number 86, Jake Burton. So Westside turns it over on downs. They did move the football, moved it about 40 yards before they stalled.
Took a little time off the clock there, because now we're under 7 minutes here to go in our first quarter. See what Highland can do here on the second series.
Number 4, Avery Johnson, is now in the backfield. Stewart in motion. End around Stewart. We've got a flag on the play. Probably a hold. Stewart has first down yardage, but it looks like a hold on the interior. Nope, false start, pre-snap penalty.
So it's going to back them up 5 there.
Already a couple of penalties on Highland early in the game.
False start on the offense. 5-yard penalty brings up first and 15.
So 1st and 15, back at the 25-yard line. Corey Goodman comes to the bottom of your screen. Stewart goes in motion, fakes the handoff to him, and the give is to Avery Johnson. He's across the 30, out to the 31, so a gain of 6 for Avery Johnson. And that will bring up 2nd and 9.
They gained a little bit of it back for a 2nd down here, but still a long ways to go for the Rebels.
Fake to Stewart, give Johnson again. Across the 35, across the 40. And he's got 1st down yardage out to the 45-yard line.
That was the same play they just ran and got big yardage out of.
So that's a gain of 14 for Avery Johnson. So that's the first down of the night for the Highland Rebels. Skylar Conway comes to the boundary. Dion Stewart. On the hash, man in motion. And we have a flag. Too many men on the field. Nope. Offsides against Westside. So 5 free ones for the Rebels. And it will be 1st and 5. That will put the ball at midfield. Mag to throw. He's being chased. Fires incomplete. Number 55, Drew Slavin. And that's the 3rd time he's been all over Reed Mag. He does have a sack already, but he pressured him there that time too. Hit that quarterback.
That's, like you said, that's the 3rd time, and that's what they want to do here.
So Mag is 0 for 3, but it's still 2nd and short. 2nd and 5. Mag to throw again. Over the middle, he's got Avery Johnson wide open at the 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown Highland. 50-yard touchdown toss, and Avery Johnson was wide open.
He was wide open. He did a little juke there, move on the line. Westside defender didn't know where to go. He just ran right by him for the score.
So with 5:05 left to play in the opening quarter, 6-0 Highland. And it looks like Avery Johnson is the place kicker as well. Or no, it's actually Dion Stewart that's going to do the place kicking. Johnson is the holder. Good snap, good hold, but the kick is no good as it was partially blocked. Partially blocked by the Westside interior. And with 5:05 left to play in the opening quarter, it's Highland 6, Westside nothing. You're watching high school football on Tubetown.
There's a lot of sights to see in Northeast Arkansas. Let Dr. Angela Howell and Eye Care of Truman bring life into focus for you. There's no need to drive to Jonesboro. Eye Care of Truman is right here in your backyard to fill all of your eye health needs. Eye exams, contacts, fashion frames, and more. At Eye Care of Truman, we're about family-friendly vision care. Call today and schedule your next eye exam with Eye Care of Truman, 807 West Main in Truman.
6-0 your score. Avery Johnson, a 50-yard reception from Reed Mag. A minute 51 on the drive. 50-yard pass. 4 plays for the Highland Rebels. And Dion Stewart is set to kick it away for the Rebels. Thomas Kraft standing at his own 5.
Just that quick strike is all Highland needed, just one play.
Kraft takes it at his 10 to the, oh my, hit
What
at the
a
22-yard line.
Number 86.
Jake Burton delivers a hello, how are you?
What would they call that in WWE terms? A smackdown?
He laid the smackdown on. That was a slobber knocker. That's what good old JR would call it, a slobber knocker.
Great form tackle.
So first down for Westside at its own 21. Give is to to Kraft, and he's going to lose yardage. That Highland interior got in on him, and he lost 3 back to the 18-yard line. They're going to have to mix it up, Wes, if they keep running the same plays over and over again. Highland's too good to try that.
Yeah, they're going to have to, what we talked about with Rivercrest in last week's game, they're going to have to open it up and throw a little passes just to loosen up this defense a little bit.
4:25 left in the opening quarter. Story comes to the near side, and McFadden throws a little pass over the middle, complete to Michael Carr, and he's going to be up to the 20, in between the 27 and 28, so he got 11 yards on that, so it'll bring up third down and about 4.
Westside's 1 for 2 tonight on third down conversions. This will be their third attempt.
And they jumped off sides. Number 73 on the interior, that Michael Archibald, victim of the hard count. Now we'll see if that's
going to be close.
It's a little short. It's about a half-yard short. They need to be just on the other side of the 33-yard line. They're just inside the 33-yard line. So they're going to
referee just signaled a first down. Looked like it was short.
If you looked at the chains across the side, across the way, he put his marker down short. They didn't even measure either. And a little inside handoff to Cody Banda goes nowhere. I believe that hit that Mr. Burton put on the kickoff a while ago will probably make the 2-minute drill next week.
I would hope so, because that was a great hit.
Just dropping that hint for Brandon and Marcus tonight. 2nd and 9. Give to Kraft. He's going to try to get outside, and he won't. Good pursuit that time by number 35, I believe it was, William French. So a loss of a yard for Kraft, and after 4 carries for 29 yards, he's now gone backwards 3 straight times.
And we got a 3rd and long again here for him.
McFadden. He's going to keep it, and he's going to go nowhere.
Well, bring on the punt team for the Warriors.
So no gain for McFadden. And with 2:02 left to play in the opening quarter, Chase Sprinkle will punt it away as Deion Stewart stands back at his own 35-yard line. And you better watch him.
One thing you don't want to do if you're Westside is go down 2 scores early.
Bad snap, but picked up nicely by Sprinkle. Oh, he gets a nice kick. Going to bounce at the 25. Take a huge Westside roll all the way inside the 10-yard line. A wonderful kick there down at the, I know it's inside the 10. We're going to have to see exactly where they're going to put it, just right at the 10. So 58 yards on the punt.
And a good way to flip the field for the Warriors.
58-yard punt, no return. That's the key, no return. A 58 net. And 96 seconds left to play in the opening quarter. And the handoff. And up to the 15-yard line is number 10. Or excuse me,
Number 12.
number 12, that's Phipps.
He ran about 9 yards to get 5.
Cody Phipps. And it will bring up 2nd and 5. Mag, another handoff to Phipps, and he has a nice hold to the 25, outside 30. Breaks containment and finally brought down at the 36-yard line. That's a gain of 37-yard line. That's a gain of 22 yards for Phipps. So now the big play starting to come out for Highland now. That's 3 plays they've run of over 14 yards or better.
And your Westside's coaching staff, you're trying to figure out what you did that first series to go 3 and out so you can do it again.
Mag fires complete to Avery Johnson, sidesteps a man, and he gets ahead across the 45 to the 46-yard line. That's a gain of 9. And that will bring up 2nd down. And we have an official timeout for measurement. So they're going to bring the chain gang in.
It's short if you look at it from here. Because I'm looking across there, and I'll be surprised if they give this one a first down. Yeah, it's short.
Just barely short. Probably just 3 or 4 chain links.
You know, it's interesting that they did the measurement right there and they didn't on the west side, and it looked about the same length, if not a little longer, on the west side drive that they give the first down to.
So the clock starts back. Highland will have to run a play as there's 20 on the clock and 18 on the play clock and 19 on the game clock. Mag wants to throw. Fires to Stewart at the 50. Tries to juke a tackler, does, gets outside 40. 30, foot race, and out of bounds. What a nifty move by Deion Stewart, and there you saw why Brett Bielema is all over Deion Stewart.
Yeah, that was a nifty move. Just, again, another juke. Spun him around, got about 10 extra yards on that one.
That's a gain of 29 for Deion Stewart. And now Mag has hit his last 3 passes after missing his first 3. Handoff to Phipps. And a nice tackle right there. Number 14, Jonathan Foley wraps up Phipps nicely at the 22-yard line. So a gain of 2 for Phipps. And we have come to the end of the first quarter with your score. Highland 6, Westside nothing. You're watching high school football on Tubetown.
Farmers Bank and Trust offers instant image debit cards. Showcase your school spirit, your grandkids, your pet, or your favorite sport. Walk in, open an account, and walk out of the bank with an instant image debit card ready to use. Finally, a debit card as unique as you from Farmers Bank and Trust. Traditional banking at its best. Farmers Bank and Trust, with locations in Blytheville, Gosnell, and Manila. Member FDIC.
Kickoff homecoming week with our Warriors playground on Saturday, October 11th at 6 p.m.
Live football on Tubetown's brought to you by Armor Seed. Quality soybean, corn, wheat, and rice seed for Northeast Arkansas's farmers. Start strong. Plant armor with Armor Seed.
6-0 as we get ready to start quarter number 2 in favor of the visiting Highland Rebels.
Everybody's starting conference tonight, Chris.
That's right. Conference season begins tonight.
Football parents are reminded to please bring a case of water.
7 conference games for everyone the rest of the way.
Special thanks to this year's
Next
senior
week,
pregame deal.
round 2 of 3 of the Jonesboro Tour will be at Nettleton for Blyville and Nettleton, a 5A East matchup. Give is to Phipps, straight up the middle. He's going to turn it outside, or excuse me, that's not Phipps, that's Avery Johnson. As he gets down to the 10-yard line, that's a gain of 14 for Avery Johnson.
Gain is to the
And we were talking about the Nettleton-Blyville game. Blyville has surprised some people this year, starting out 3-0.
Highland from the 9.
That is a surprise considering what Blyville did last year.
Yeah.
Didn't
And-
win a game, I don't believe.
And the folks in the Jonesboro area, it is Nettleton's homecoming, I was told.
Be a big crowd for that. Mag, handoff, Avery Johnson. Again, he's down inside the 5 to about the 3. That's 7 more yards. And Avery Johnson is already over 100 total, 100 all-purpose yards early in the second quarter.
Kyle Williams leads the tackle.
Second goal.
Second goal from the key.
Avery Johnson is not just fast. He's 6'2", 215 as well. He has some size.
And he just scored.
And the handoff to Avery Johnson. He gets in from 4 yards out on the touchdown for
Interesting to see what Highland's going to do here.
Highland.
They're going to go for 2 and try to get that extra point back that was blocked, or
Now, when you have the lead, there's no need to chase points, but that's exactly what they're going to do is chase points. Single back set, and that's Avery Johnson. And he gets it, and he walks in for the 2-point conversion. So, with 11 minutes, 12 seconds left to play in the first half, your score is Highland 14, Westside nothing. You're watching high school football on Tubetown.
This is a seed, and this is a farmer. Together, they're responsible for creating 1 in 12 American jobs. Yes, you heard right. 1 in 12 American jobs are related to the family farm. From row to row across this great nation, every farmer counts.
$14 to nothing your score. The Highland Rebels have scored on their last 2 possessions, and it's been a big dose of Avery Johnson and Dion Stewart. 10 plays, 2 minutes, 12 seconds on the drive, a 3-yard run by Avery Johnson.
this is not what you wanted if you were Westside, is go down 2 scores. Especially with them having trouble with the passing game like they've had. You know, if you're a run team, you don't want to get down these scores.
That was also a 90-yard drive, so they moved it almost the entire field. Kickoff is taken by number 21, Anthony Rivera. Returns it for the Westside Warriors.
For the complete schedule of Prep Football in Tubetown, log on to our website, www.tubetownonline.com. Full schedules on the homepage. You can also order DVD copies of all of our high school sports programming.
1st and 10 for Westside at their own 31-yard line. McFadden, handoff to Thomas Kraft, and he's going to get across the 35 there, so a nice run for Thomas Kraft as he gets 5 yards. And that's what Westside wants on first down.
Yeah, those last drive when they went backwards the whole time. Again, our next Prep football telecast be next Friday night for Nelton High School's the Raiders host the Chickasaw of Blyville. Prep football in Tubetown, presented by Armor Seed and Kaiser LP Gas.
2nd down and 5 at the 36. McFadden, straight up the middle goes Cody Banda, and he is met at the line of scrimmage. He does plunge forward for a yard on forward progress. And 3rd down and 4 coming up for Westside. And this is a critical 3rd down right here. You're already down 14-0. The momentum is squarely in favor of Highland. And they need to chew up some clock and get a score on this drive.
They're 2 for 4 on 3rd down conversions, so they've converted half of them. And the ones that they've converted have been pretty short, like this one right here.
Sidearmed by Kenny McFadden out to Michael Carr. He's going to be short of the 1st down as he will be marked down at the...
They're not getting forward progress. They're
39 at the 39-yard line. So only 2 yards on the reception by Carr.
He went across the 40 to almost the 41. Then when the Highland defender hit him, he spun him backwards, and that's where they spotted him at.
I agree. I believe that was a bad spot by the officials. Forward progress should have gotten him the 40-yard line. So what should have been a 4th and 1 is a 4th and 2. And the give is the Banda
on 4th down, and he didn't get it.
And he's going to come up short at the 41-yard line. It looks short from here anyway. They may call for a measurement. Let's see. Oh, they're going to call for a measurement. We'll give Banda 2 yards on the carry.
I don't think he got this one either, Chris.
They give him the 1st down by the tip end of the football. I mean, if that football had been couldn't have been any shorter.
I'm wondering about where the sticks are, because when I was looking across there, it may just be our broadcast position, because that did not look like it.
So a big 1st down for the Warriors, and the give is to Cody Banda, and he just wills his way out to the 47-yard line, a gain of 6. Good, tough running in the middle of the Highland defense.
And I like what happened right there. Number 8, the Highland defender and Banda giving each other props and, patting each other on the back after that play. It was just a good, hard-nosed football play, and you like to see good sportsmanship like that. So that's something rare these days.
2nd and 4, and the give is to Kraft, and he's going to be hit at the line of scrimmage. Number 79, Isaiah Estes, 6'1", 350. Hoss made the tackle.
Big guy.
No gain for Kraft.
Make it 3rd and 3.
His last 5 carries have gone for a net of 0.
They're 2 for 5 now on 3rd down conversion. See what they do. They're going to air.
McFadden throws, and it is incomplete. It was behind the intended receiver of number 10, Kaysen Story.
4th and 3. Do you play the percentages? Do you want to even give Highland the ball if you don't make it on their end of the field?
Well, you went for it on 4th and 2 back further. So it's only 1 more yard, and you're closer to midfield than you were. So
yeah, they're 1 for 2 now on the 4th down after converting that one earlier.
They are going to go for it. McFadden to throw, fires, incomplete. Intended for number 42, and he was open, number 42, Jake Meeks. But McFadden he threw that one too hard.
Yeah, and a little behind him also.
So Westside turns it over on downs. And don't be surprised if Highland doesn't take a shot right here, getting the ball back at the 48-yard line in Westside territory. Johnson in motion. And a double and a reverse to Deion Stewart. Flag on the play. 2 flags on the play. And he's going to be knocked down at the 36-yard line, but that one's there.
I think we may have an illegal procedure. I thought I saw 2 people moving at the same time before the snap. I don't know what the second one was.
This may be 2 penalties against Highland here. Maybe a hold and an illegal procedure. They are talking to Westside about which one do you want to take. So both of those flags are going to be against the Highland Rebels. As the officials sort it out. Illegal procedure is declined. Illegal block in the back is accepted. So that is a 10-yard penalty. Or no, 15-yard penalty all the way back to the 37-yard line.
I think it's a spot foul, 10-yard spot foul, so it will end up being a net 15.
So first down and 25 at their own 37. Mag to throw. 3-step drop, chased out of the pocket. Rolling to his right. He's going to keep across the 40. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. So Mag turns a sack into a gain of 7.
That's a nice run by Mag there to get some of that yardage back. You don't have to get it all back in one play.
The original line of scrimmage is the Westside 48, so they still have 13, 14 yards to get to there. So 24 to go on second down. Fires, and it's complete to Deion Stewart into Westside territory at the 45-yard line.
And that's going to make it a third manageable now. Now you don't have to try anything fancy, because you got about 6 yards to go.
That's a gain of about 16.
They're 0 for 1 on third down here.
17 yards actually on that gain. Third down and 7. Mag to throw again. He's got it deep down the sideline, and it is intercepted by Keyshawn Gillespie. A nice job that time by Gillespie to read the quarterback's eyes. He went straight to that pass and just picked it off like a center fielder.
Yeah, the quarterback that time, Mag, he looked right to his right. He never looked off from that receiver. Gillespie saw that, went after the ball, got it. Big, big play by the Warriors.
Never moved him with his eyes. So at the 15-yard line, Highland takes over, or excuse me, Westside takes over. And the give is to Kraft, and he rumbles ahead near the 20-yard line, about the 19. So 4 yards for Kraft. And that will bring up 2nd and 6. This is a big interior line for Highland. Rutledge goes 5'10", 200.
Look how they're packing that box. Westside's not showing anything on the outside, and they're just packing that box.
And we have a flag on the play. You've got 79, Estes, 350 pounds. 73, Archibald, 275. 76, Low, 220. That's a big defensive line for 4A Arkansas high school football.
And especially when Westside, all they're wanting to do is run. They're just running right into those big guys.
So the penalty is against Westside. That will back them up 5 yards. Second and 10. And not fumble on the play. The ref threw his marker down, and Highland has recovered. So they give the ball right back deep in their own territory, and this one's in danger for the Westside Warriors of getting away from them.
Yeah, and early, because we're still just under 5.5 left in the first half.
So both teams with a turnover. And first down at the 11. They can get a first down without the touchdown. Give inside to Avery Johnson, and he will walk in. He was not even touched until he got into the end zone. Touchdown for the Highland Rebels. Avery Johnson, 11 yards on the touchdown, and he already has 3 touchdowns in the first half.
Well, don't you think that Coach Blake Anderson and Red Wolves are going to enjoy seeing this young man?
5:22 left, 20-0. Now these fans here at Westside are getting a look at what their hometown university is going to be having on their team next year, as the kick is up and good. And with 5:22 left to play in the first half, the score is Highland 21, Westside nothing. You're watching high school football on Tubetown.
In Luke chapter 10, Jesus says, "You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, strength, and mind, and love your neighbor as yourself." We at Mark Tree United Methodist Church are not perfect, but we are trying. We want you to know there is room in this sanctuary, in this congregation, and in our hearts for you. Come on in, neighbor.
We'd like to welcome our newest sponsor to Tubetown Sports. It's Kaiser LP Gas. Kaiser LP Gas can fill all your propane needs, agriculture, commercial, and residential. Call today, 870-526-2198, Kaiser LP Gas.
21-0, your score. Highland with the lead. An 11-yard run by Avery Johnson, one play after the turnover. Kick comes to Rivera at the 20. Breaks a tackle. Moves forward across the 35. A nice return that time by Rivera. Out to the 37, in between the 37 and 38. And
6-second drive. That might be our shortest one we've had this season, Chris.
Very possible. Well, it's imperative here for Westside to score on this possession if they want to even remotely stay in this game. They're already down 21-0, and they need to, not only do they need to score, they need to run the final 5:15 off and doing it, or get close and not give Highland the ball back. McFadden, hand off to Kraft. Not much there. A gain of about a yard for Thomas Kraft.
Again, they're going to have to open something up with some kind of play action pass or something to show something to the Rebels besides, that run, because all the Rebels are doing is just putting all 11 men in the box, and it's hard for one to go against 11.
Second down and 9. McFadden to throw. Fires. Incomplete, intended for Meeks.
Just out through him just a hair. So it'll make a third down where they're 2 for 6.
And not only third down, but it's third and long. And that's not what Westside's offense is built to do. They're built to do 3rd and 5 or less. Gillespie comes to the near side. McFadden to throw. Fires, and it is incomplete, intended for number 10, Story. And 4th down.
So here's the question again. Do you go ahead and punt? You had that good punt that went all the way down to the 10-yard line on the last punt. I thought, they're bringing out the punt team.
You just
got to.
You have to here. if you were down one score, you might consider, but this game is about to get away from Westside, and they got to try to play a little bit of field position and hope that their defense can come up with a stop. Avery Johnson and Deion Stewart back deep. Stewart standing at his own 12. Low snap. Oh, and he kicked it off the side of his foot. And it's going to go out of bounds at the Westside 36-yard line. That did not even make the line of scrimmage.
That's just, you can tell it's not your night when something like that happens, because the first kick was a beauty. He just shanked that one off the side of his foot.
And now Highland will put it in play at the 37-yard line. 3 receivers at the top, 1 receiver into the boundary. Mag to throw. Fires complete. Oh, incomplete. That was just plain dropped by number 1. Conway. Skylar Conway had it in his hands and dropped it.
You know, tomorrow you can watch the Arkansas Razorbacks. They go to AT&T Stadium in Dallas for an SEC showdown with the Aggies of Texas A&M. Watch it at 2:30 on CBS, Ritter Channel 3, or in HD on Channel 204.
Mag fires complete to Avery Johnson inside the 10, inside the 5, and a touchdown, another touchdown to Avery Johnson. This one 37 yards, and he has 4, count them, 4 touchdowns in the first half, 2 receiving and 2 on the ground.
You know what Stewart did last week against Earl is what Johnson's doing tonight against Westside. Because I bet you they saw the film against Earl, playing all their defense, or a lot of their defense against Stewart, and Johnson's just burning them tonight.
Well, there you saw the combination for Johnson that time of size and speed as he carried a tackler into the end zone. Good snap, good hold, and the kick is good. 4:09 left to play in the opening half. 28-0 your score. Highland with a lead. You're watching high school football. Right there, you see it on Tubetown.
There's a lot of sights to see in Northeast Arkansas. Let Dr. Angela Howell and Eye Care of Truman bring life into focus for you. There's no need to drive to Jonesboro. Eye Care of Truman is right here in your backyard to fill all of your eye health needs. Eye exams, contacts, fashion frames, and more. At Eye Care of Truman, we're about family-friendly vision care. Call today and schedule your next eye exam with Eye Care of Truman, 807 West Main in Truman.
And the kids from Westside representing Tubetown here as we bring you tonight's prep football. 28-0 is your score. This has been all Highland.
Wonder whose daughter that was there, Chris. I think our executive producer got a little family shot in.
Yeah, that a shameless family plug. And the kick will be taken by Rivera as he bobbles it, picks it back up, spins away from a tackler, runs into his own man, and down he goes at the 22-yard line.
28-0. Oh, flag on the play.
I'll say this though, Wes. At least it wasn't Marcus on TV.
Exactly what the Warriors didn't need right now. You got to keep your head. I know you're down 28 points. You've got to keep your head, though, in the game.
2 plays, 37 yards, 16 seconds. The touchdown pass from Reed Mag to Avery Johnson.
Penalties starting to come into line a little bit here, Chris. Both sides have 4 penalties for 30 yards in this first half.
Play clock down to 6. And the handoff is to Kraft. He's trying to get outside, and he won't. He does get a couple of yards, but he could not get the corner turn.
Your Westside, again, you want to score here, but more importantly, you want to run down this clock right now, down 28-0. You don't want to give it back to Highland to try to go up 35-0 before.
You got to at least
half.
run this clock out, if nothing else. McFadden rolling to his left, and he fires, and it is incomplete. A good job that time by Story to come back and play defensive back and keep it from being an interception.
Yeah, that was just heads-up football play by Story there, because that was going to be picked off there.
So 3rd and 6 at their own 14.
They've converted on 2 out of 7 third down plays of the Warriors.
McFadden to throw again. He's got a man. It's caught by Gillespie at the 40, to the 50. He's being chased to the 40, to the 30, to the 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Westside!
That's what you needed right there. That's going to open up the running game for Westside. You needed that pass play right there. You've needed all night, and now you've got a little momentum going, and that's what you want.
86 yards on the pitch and catch from Kenny McFadden to Keyshawn Gillespie. And with 3:01 left to play in the ball game, or in the first half, Chase Sprinkle is on to attempt the extra point. Good snap, bad hold, and McFadden, he's going to fire into the end zone and is intercepted. No, dropped. It was almost intercepted, but he couldn't control it as he came to the ground. 3:01 left to play in the first half. Your score, Highland 28, Westside 6. You're watching high school football on Tubetown.
This is a seed, and this is a farmer. Together, they're responsible for creating 1 in 12 American jobs. Yes, you heard right. 1 in 12 American jobs are related to the family farm. From row to row across this great nation, every farmer counts.
We'd like to thank our great sponsors who made tonight's telecast possible. Armor Seed, Kaiser LP Gas, Farmers Bank and Trust, Eye Care of Truman, First United Methodist Church of Mark Tree. If you're interested in being a sponsor of any of our prep sports, contact Marcus Carlton at 870-336-2318.
A 3-play drive that took a minute off the clock. An 86-yard touchdown pass from Kenny McFadden to Keyshawn Gillespie. And Westside is on the board. And Chase Sprinkle set to kick it away. Johnson and Stewart back deep for the Rebels.
That was a heads-up play by McFadden to go ahead and get the to try to throw for the 2-point conversion after the bad hold.
Oh, that could have been a horse collar right there. They didn't throw the flag, but dangerously close to being a horse collar.
I was looking to see if he was reaching for it because I thought it was.
Cody Phipps brought it back to the 22-yard line, and 2:53 and all 3 timeouts for Highland. That's plenty of time with their explosive offense to get that touchdown back.
See what the Rebels have in store this time.
You could pretty much say it's Avery Johnson 28, Westside 6. Mag to throw. Fires complete to Stewart to a 30. Nifty move. My goodness, look at that speed.
He's gone. He's gone.
He is going to the house. 78 yards. And some nifty footwork that time by Deion Stewart. 78-yard touchdown, and just like that, Highland answers.
That didn't take long, Chris. I don't think they need those 3 timeouts.
That is the 5th pass of 17 yards or more that Highland has hit tonight. And it is the 3rd pass of 30 yards or more.
That took a whopping 15 seconds off the clock.
Well, that was some SEC speed right there, folks. Kick is up, and it is no good. So with 2:38 left to play in the first half, your score, Highland 34, Westside 6. You're watching high school football on Tubetown.
There's a lot of sights to see in Northeast Arkansas. Let Dr. Angela Howell and Eye Care of Truman bring life into focus for you. There's no need to drive to Jonesboro. Eye Care of Truman is right here in your backyard to fill all of your eye health needs. Eye exams, contacts, fashion frames, and more. At Eye Care of Truman, we're about family-friendly vision care. Call today and schedule your next eye exam with Eye Care of Truman, 807 West Main in Truman.
34-6 is your score. Highland with a lead with 2:38 left to play, and you were wondering if Westside could build some momentum after that bomb they hit. No, the answer was no.
No.
And a quick, resounding no.
One play, 76 yards, 15 seconds, and the lead's back up to 27 now.
Well, not just the speed that Stewart showed on that, but the footwork, the little stutter step to make 2 guys miss, and once those 2 guys miss, gone.
He was about 55 yards after the catch.
Onside kick by Phipps.
Let's see.
I believe Highland was going for the turbo clock before halftime. If they'd have recovered that and gotten a touchdown, the lead's 28 right now.
Good hands there by Westside, because you know they weren't looking for that.
Westside hopped on it.
Now let's see, yeah, Highland had that quick strike, but can Westside build off of the offensive momentum that they had? Or is that quick strike by the Highland Rebels just deflating the offense?
47-yard line is the line of scrimmage, their own 47. Kenny McFadden under center. And we have whistles before the play, blow the play dead. That's a pre-snap penalty, and they're signaling offsides against Highland. So 5 free ones for the Warriors.
Must have hit somebody since it was a pre-snap.
That'll take it to the Highland 48-yard line.
35 yards in penalties now by the Rebels. That's the 5th time they've been charged with the penalty.
McFadden, oh my goodness, quickly into the backfield, meeting Thomas Kraft for no gain.
Garrett Hudson on the tackle, and no gain on the play.
That's the 9th tackle now by Garrett Hudson for the Rebels.
So he's having a good game on the defensive side of the ball. 2:05 left to play. 2nd and 5. McFadden to throw. Fires, and it is complete to Meeks, and that's a first down for the for the Westside Warriors at the 37-yard line.
They've been working. Sorry about that, Chris. They've been working on that play all night long. It's just been overthrown, underthrown, thrown behind, or just plain out dropped.
A gain of 11 and a first down. 1:50, clock rolling. Plenty of time for Westside as they have all 3 timeouts. Meeks came out of a wingback position to catch that ball as McFadden looks left and he fires incomplete. Nice job by number 18, Kevin French, to knock it down.
He comes up limping just a little bit, French does. He's going to stay in the game, but he's favoring that leg there for just a second.
McFadden 4 out of 12 so far tonight. 110 yards unofficially through the air. And it's 2nd down and 10. And McFadden's hit and he fumbles. Let's see. Highland with the recovery. Number 35, William French, comes up with it.
Minute 26, all 3 timeouts. Of course, they've scored on plays of 6 seconds, 15 seconds, and 16 seconds. Have the Rebels, so see what they can do here.
Mag is 5 out of 10 through the air, and they hand off to number 33. And a nice open field tackle that time by Jake Meeks as Skylar Burton gets to the 45-yard line. That's a gain of 3.
Gain about 3 brings up 2nd and 7.
A minute 2 left to play in the first half. Johnson in motion, and he gets the end around. He's to midfield, 45, 40, still on his feet, all the way down to the Westside 33-yard line. So that's another 22 yards on the carry that time by Johnson.
Avery Johnson's just having a whale of a game here for the Rebels.
He is a grown man, folks.
44 seconds left to go in the half.
Mag to throw, fires complete. That's Stewart, and he makes some tacklers miss, and he's down to the Westside 15-yard line. That's 18 more.
33 seconds left whenever they go to.
And now Stewart is up over 100 yards receiving. 30 seconds left. Mag to throw again. Fires, and it is incomplete. A nice job, of outstanding hit by Kason Story as he arrived at the same time as the football.
Story's having a pretty good game for the Warriors here on the defensive side.
So 2nd and 10 at the 15 with 22 seconds left. Mag complete to Johnson, and he's going to get down to the 10-yard line. That's 5 more yards.
And we got a timeout. Highland's called their first timeout with 14 seconds left to go in the half.
We'll keep it here with 14 seconds left to go in the half as we are near the halftime break. As we said at the top of the telecast, you have to contain Avery Johnson and Deion Stewart. And Westside has not done that at all by any stretch of the imagination tonight.
They haven't whatsoever. I mean, Stewart's over 100 yards. Johnson's over 100 yards. 5 combined touchdowns. 4 for Johnson, 1 for Stewart.
Johnson may be over 200 all-purpose yards by now. I mean, he's to 100 yards receiving nearly. So he's getting close to 200 yards tonight. Stewart over 100 yards receiving, as you said. That makes your quarterback look good as he's going to pile up some stats. He's over 200 yards passing here in the first half.
You hear the Warrior faithful begging on their Warriors to hold on.
They are in field goal range should they stall on the drive. 3rd down and 5. Mag, he's going to be sacked. Nice play that time by the defensive line. And guess who was right there? Drew Slavin. That's not the first time he's been back there on Reed Mag.
Highland's calling their second timeout.
So Mag loses 3. And that's going to bring up 4th down with 7 seconds left to go in the first half. And we'll see as they are huddled up over near the sidelines. We'll see if it definitely looks like they're going to go for the touchdown here instead of trying for a field goal.
Our newest primary sponsor is Kaiser LP Gas. Kaiser LP Gas can fill all your propane needs, agricultural, commercial, and residential. Call today, 870-526-2198, Kaiser LP Gas. We'd like to welcome them on board, Chris.
We appreciate our fine sponsors that help us pay our bills here at Tubetown. So 4th down at the 12. 8 yards to go, 1 timeout, so they could get a first down without getting a touchdown. Mag fires into the back. That's pass interference. That is Avery Johnson had them beat, and number 52. That's actually a smart
62.
play. 62. Kyle Williams. That's actually a smart play right there, because it gives your defense another down to hold them out of the end zone. It's going to be a spot foul and a first down, but you live to fight another down on defense, and hopefully you can get the stop if you're Westside. Ray Charles could have made that call, folks.
Looks like they went half the distance, so they're going to put it at the 5. I was like you. I thought that would be more at the goal line since it was.
Well, he must have been in the end zone. If he was in the end zone, it can't be a spot foul. You have to go half the distance in that case. He was open. He was behind Williams, and Williams did the smart thing.
2 seconds. This will be the last play of the half here, so we'll see.
It's actually 4th and 2. Well, no, it's first down. And the pass is incomplete. Johnson had it, and he dropped it in the end zone, so Westside holds. That's a moral victory heading into halftime for the Westside defense. We are at the half with the score. Highland 34, Westside 6. We'll be back with the halftime show right after this. You're watching high school football on Tubetown.
This is a seed, and this is a farmer. Together, they're responsible for creating 1 in 12 American jobs. Yes, you heard right. 1 in 12 American jobs are related to the family farm. From row to row across this great nation, every farmer counts.
Farmers Bank and Trust offers instant image debit cards. Showcase your school spirit, your grandkids, your pet, or your favorite sport. Walk in, open an account, and walk out of the bank with an instant image debit card ready to use. Finally, a debit card as unique as you from Farmers Bank and Trust. Traditional banking at its best. Farmers Bank and Trust, with locations in Blytheville, Gosnell, and Manila. Member FDIC.
There's a lot of sights to see in Northeast Arkansas. Let Dr. Angela Howell and Eye Care of Truman bring life into focus for you. There's no need to drive to Jonesboro. Eye Care of Truman is right here in your backyard to fill all of your eye health needs. Eye exams, contacts, fashion frames, and more. At Eye Care of Truman, we're about family-friendly vision care. Call today and schedule your next eye exam with Eye Care of Truman, 807 West Main in Truman.
Well, I don't know nothing about faxing, but I know something about fishing. Every Sunday, 7 o'clock, on Tubetown.
Crowbar is back. Sundays, 7 p.m. on Tubetown, Channel 21.
The Gosnell Pirates, 2-0, will take on the Rivercrest Coats, who are 0-2. Griffin, play action, rolling to his left, firing into the flat, it is caught, and it is, let's see.
Referee says he's out of bounds.
Oh, they're going to, touchdown, Donna. Chew to throw. He's being flushed out of the pocket to his right. Fires deep downfield, and it is caught by Tittle on the run, 35-30. Foot race, nobody's going to catch him. This is a 70-yard touchdown pass from Marquez Chew to Devin Tittle. Center, I formation. Give to Langston. Gets it outside of the 20, 25, 30. Foot race, 35, 40, 45, 50. 40, they're not going to catch him. Langston is going to go the distance. 85-yard touchdown, Cecil Langston. Hand off to Anderson. Big hole. Left side into the middle. Down inside the 10, inside the 5. Still going. Touchdown! Chew fakes. Toss the Tittle out in the flat. Breaks a tackle. 35-40. Foot race. Does he have the angle? He cuts back. And he is gone. Holy cow. Another huge play for the Rivercrest Colts. Goal to go. Give to Anderson, still on his feet, pushing, and he is in for the touchdown! Had Rivercrest right where they wanted them. And now,
That's a touchdown.
Dwight Griffin on the keeper for the touchdown! Chew, play action, rolling. Now he rolls to his right. Gets away from trouble. Fires complete. Inside the 5-yard line and a touchdown! Toss. Anderson, bottled up. He's not going to get it. He is not. The ball's on the ground.
He's still not.
Chris Benson and West Cisco back. We're at the half. 34-6. Highland. It's been the Avery Johnson, Deion Stewart show, as many people thought it might be here in tonight's game, Wes.
Yeah, and one of the biggest stats of the game tonight, Chris, is 3 Highland scores under 20 seconds. And Westside, they got that one score, but that's all they've gotten so far. And it was a big play to get his on a pass play.
Yeah, the big play has certainly bitten the Highland, or the Westside defense tonight, as you said, 3 scores in under 20 seconds. It's just the size and speed of Johnson and Stewart. Stewart more speed, Johnson a combination of size and speed, but Deion Stewart, he's got some fancy footwork.
He does, and we saw him on that last touchdown there when he did 55 yards after the catch of just, he took one and I looked down and the guy was on his knee and he just stayed there.
Yeah, he definitely, as the term goes, broke his ankles.
Yes.
Put him on the ground, and once he got past that defender, it was smooth sailing all the way in for the touchdown. Westside, they got the big play as well. That's how they scored their touchdown, an 86-yard pass to Gillespie, and we thought at the time maybe it might shift the momentum, but
one play. It's hard to say that, but that's all it took was one play for Highland, and it was back to the big lead for the Rebels. And you got to think though that Westside, yeah, they got that moral victory here at the stop here at the end. But they've got to open up that offense a little bit. I know that's not their game plan. It's kind of like what we were talking about during the break. Arkansas last year didn't have that big play to go to, and everyone was running just loading up the box, and that's what's happened.
As you see, some of our halftime stats. Reed Mag, 8 out of 13, 245 through the air, and I believe that's 4 touchdowns for Highland. Kenny McFadden, 4 out of 12, 110 yards and a touchdown. Rushing, Highland had 135 yards on 14 carries. Westside 20 for 48. That's not going to get it done, just a little over 2 yards a carry. And the penalties, both teams with 5, 35 for Highland, 36 for Westside. And the big stat right down here at the bottom, Avery Johnson, the 4 first-half touchdowns, and he's the inside track for tonight's player of the game right now.
3 of those 4 in the first quarter.
3 of those 4 in the first quarter. 2 on the ground, 2 in the air. So he's getting them, however he wants to get them. If you hand it off to him, he gets it. If you throw the pass to him, he gets it. And certainly having a big game.
And defensively for the Rebels, number 89, Garrett Hunsing, has 9 tackles defensively.
9 tackles for the linebacker from Highland. So they're doing it on offense, they're doing it on defense, and it's been all Rebels so far here in the first half. We're going to step away and take a break. When we come back, it'll be more of the halftime show. 34-6 your score. Highland with a lead. You're watching high school football on Tubetown.
This is a seed. and this is a farmer. Together, they're responsible for creating 1 in 12 American jobs. Yes, you heard right. 1 in 12 American jobs are related to the family farm. From row to row across this great nation, every farmer counts.
Farmers Bank and Trust offers instant image debit cards. Showcase your school spirit, your grandkids, your pet, or your favorite sport. Walk in, open an account, and walk out of the bank with an instant image debit card ready to use. Finally, a debit card as unique as you from Farmers Bank and Trust. Traditional banking at its best. Farmers Bank and Trust, with locations in Blytheville, Gosnell, and Manila. Member FDIC.
There's a lot of sights to see in Northeast Arkansas. Let Dr. Angela Howell and Eye Care of Truman bring life into focus for you. There's no need to drive to Jonesboro. Eye Care of Truman is right here in your backyard to fill all of your eye health needs. Eye exams, contacts, fashion frames, and more. At Eye Care of Truman, we're about family-friendly vision care. Call today and schedule your next eye exam with Eye Care of Truman, 807 West Main in Truman.
Well, I don't know nothing about boxing, but I know something about fishing. Every Sunday, 7 o'clock, on Tubetown.
Crowbar is back. Sundays, 7 p.m. on Tubetown, Channel 21.
Welcome back to the Armor Seed Halftime Show. Some scores of local interest. East Poinsett County at halftime has a 38-0 lead over the Salem Greyhounds. Mountain Home and Jonesboro are opening up 7A, 6A East, and it's Jonesboro 50-0. Chris, here's a stat I just found out. I was just told about. Jonesboro has 337 yards total offense at halftime. Mountain Home has 45.
That's a little one-sided.
So, I mean, just wow. When you're just reading that right there. Just Pocahontas has a 14-0 lead over Truman at last report.
We'll have Truman on our telecast. I believe that's the game in Brooklyn. It'll be Brooklyn and Truman. That'll be coming up in late October. We'll have EPC on Halloween night against Mark Tree.
We also have them before then. We have them with Cross County at their place.
Yep.
That ought to be a pretty good ball game in the 2A3 conference.
EPC will be undoubtedly favored to win that conference. They pretty much win it every year, it seems like. As both bands are performing here tonight, now we have the Highland Rebel Marching Band as they came over from north central Arkansas.
We're in the Hardy area. West Memphis has a 27-0 halftime lead over Marion.
That's not much of a surprise there. West Memphis usually has a pretty good football team, although they were trounced by Wynn last week. And we're going to have Wynn in a couple of weeks, and that's probably going to be the best team that you're going to see here on our Tubetown telecasts. Wynn, the #1 ranked team in the Class 5A classification.
Speaking of Wynn, they have a 28-0 lead over Blytheville at halftime.
There you go. We've got Blytheville next week. They're 3-0. They're going to be 3-1 next week when we take the air against Nettleton.
Another halftime score, Melbourne has a 28-0 lead over Manila.
And we've seen Manila this year.
And next week, we're going to be in, as Craig Miller likes to say, Raider Pride Land. And over in Nettleton, they host the Chickasaws.
Oh, that's not the Blytheville Wildcats?
It's not the Blytheville Wildcats,
it's
Coach
the Blytheville
Patrick.
Chickasaws, not the Blytheville Wildcats.
And I think, Blyville, they're down 28-0 to win, but okay, that's win.
Yeah.
But I think they're going to be in the playoff hunt, and it's going to be, I think this is going to be a game next week over at Nelton who could, it could go either way, and it could lead into playoff implications here.
You look at the 5A schedule, and you don't see anybody that's going to that'll probably even give Wynn a ball game other than Batesville, and Batesville surely will. Batesville's certainly capable of beating Wynn, and it seems like every year in that 5A East it comes down to Wynn and Batesville. So we'll have them in a couple of weeks in 5A East. We'll have back-to-back 5A East games next week, as you said, Blyville and Nettleton, and then the week after it'll be Wynn as round 3 of the Jonesboro Tour will conclude. Just a little piece from where we're at right now over at Valley View, and you look out across there, a young man that plays football is in the Highland band, number 78, Nick Wiles. He's also a defensive and offensive lineman. He's out there playing in the band, so good for that young man, and well-rounded too. And there's another football player. He doesn't have his jersey on, so. But it's nice to see that these kids get well-rounded and do other things. Play sports, play in the band, and do a lot more things. So 34-6 is your halftime score. We're going to step away for a timeout, and when we come back, we'll have more of the halftime show from here at Westside. 34-6. Highland with a lead. You're watching high school football on Tubetown.
National Weather Service has issued a severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 10 p.m. At 7:48, the north. This has now been upgraded to a tornado warning. We have confirmation of a tornado on the ground. You need to seek emergency shelter immediately. Take cover now. Move to an interior room away from...
I'm Michael Crawley. There are many reasons people fall into debt: unexpected illness, loss of income, or a basic mismanagement of finances. Don't feel like you're alone. At the Crawley Law Firm, we work hard to help you break free from these burdens. Our team will guide you step by step so you understand the process. Call us today at the Crawley Law Firm to schedule your free consultation in either our Jonesboro or Forest City office.
In Luke chapter 10, Jesus says, "You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, strength, and mind, and love your neighbor as yourself." We at Mark Tree United Methodist Church are not perfect, but we are trying. We want you to know there is room in this sanctuary, in this congregation, and in our hearts for you. Come on in, neighbor.
For more than 20 years, we've been gathering, supporting, battling, remembering, celebrating, and racing. This year, our race includes the men who have stood behind us and walked beside us. Join us Saturday, October 4th in downtown Little Rock for the statewide Arkansas Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure. Register online by October 3rd at KomenArkansas.org. Move, be moved.
Ritter Communications gives you a universe of TV shows, and now TiVo brings you even more. Movies, music, and videos from the web. Get it all in one place and take it anywhere life takes you. Any show, any screen, anywhere. Introducing the TiVo Experience.
Call Ritter Communications today. Ritter Communications, right by you.
34-6 is your halftime score. It's been all Highland so far here in the first half. A little pennant race scores of interest here. Most of these people in this area are Cardinal fans, so we'll just tell you that the Pittsburgh Pirates are not making life easy for the Cardinals as they lead the Cincinnati Reds 2-1 in the top of the 8th, and I have a sneaking suspicion that the Cardinals are probably going to have to sweep the Diamondbacks to win the NL Central, as they only have a 1-game lead in that NL Central, and the Cardinals will be playing here shortly. They're going to be first pitch in about 15 minutes from now.
You know, it's not a good sign when St. Louis tweets and puts on their Facebook page that Monday could be a playoff game against Pittsburgh to see who wins the Central or who goes to the wild card game.
Well, and the other possibility, you can't rule out the other possibility of Pittsburgh flat out winning the Central. I mean, all they have to do is take 2 of 3, and the Cardinals lose 2 of 3, and Pittsburgh wins the Central, and there won't be a tiebreaker, and the Cardinals will wind up playing in the wild card game against the Giants. And those wild card games, when it's one and done, anything can happen. So, the Cardinals looked like a week and a half ago like they were going to waltz in with the NL Central, but the Chicago Cubs, those old nasty Cubs who are completely useless by September, CUBS. Well,
September, I thought it was by spring.
Well, but if you look at their letters, CUBS, completely useless by September, the Cardinals, don't know if they would agree with that right now. But as we get ready for the second half kick, Highland will get the ball first here in the second half. Westside will get the ball first in the second half. Highland went 3 and out on the first drive, and you kind of wondered if
Westside had
might
a
be up
chance
to the challenge. And then after that, though, they started. Are we in Fenway? Do you hear that, sweet Caroline? Are we in Fenway? Now Zap's pumping his fist over here.
I know.
Mr. Red Sox fan over here. But the officials are out on the field, and we're just a few seconds from the second half kick. An update to an earlier score that we brought you.
South Carolina fan. So they must do that. The Gamecocks must do that.
Well, I know they do it in Fenway.
Yeah.
Because the whole crowd sings along with it. I've heard that. But
well, you got to give props, to the Highland Rebels, but also to the Westside Warriors. I don't think Westside, besides Gosnell, is going to see someone with this much speed in their conference this year. Well, Dylan Pocahontas. I think they're playing for the 4th place.
Valley View is out of the conference now. Mm-hmm. Valley View has moved up. So Westside definitely, they'll be playing for a 3rd or 4th spot in the conference as they've put another 3 minutes back on the scoreboard. So
I think you're looking at Highland, Gosnell.
Yep.
Pocahontas. Pocahontas has a new spread offense, a new head coach after the late Dave Williams passed away. And so I think that
Pocahontas Westside game may be for 3rd in the conference.
Yeah, third and 4th, I think, right there.
You don't expect Truman to do much in the conference this year. That is there, and you don't expect Brooklyn to contend.
Cave City.
Cave City, you don't expect them to contend. So,
and then you got Harrisburg.
And Harrisburg, and we've seen them. They had a nice game against Mark Tree. They came up short. Harrisburg could be a sleeper in the conference.
I think that's your sleeper right there will be the Hornets.
4th place. But the key for Westside is to, you take your lumps, but put it behind you.
Yes.
You make sure that this game does not carry over to next week. Highland's going to do this to a lot of people in conference, and the key for Westside is to, obviously if they don't come back here, the key is to
short-term memory.
Right, have short-term memory. So, and to not let it affect you going forward. And coming off back-to-back playoff seasons, and even though you've had a coaching change, you still have a coach that is familiar with Westside and has been here. I don't think that'll happen to Westside. I think they'll do what they need to do with this. You know, put it in perspective and know that a lot of other teams, maybe Gosnell probably be the only one in the conference that Highland doesn't do this to, and
well, that'd be a good game to go watch, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that would be a good game to.
I think that one would depend on where the game's located at, how it's going to go.
Well, we
if
saw
you're in Mississippi County or if you're in Rebel Memorial Field over in Hardy.
Well, and Gosnell's the defending champs, so you know what the nature boy Ric Flair used to say: to be the man, you got to beat the man. So right now, Gosnell's the man, and they're the champion. They're going to have that champion's pride, and they're certainly not going to be intimidated by the Highland Rebels. An update: the Pittsburgh Pirates now have a 3-1 lead as they go into the bottom of the 8th in Cincinnati, and the Cardinals are just about to start as most of the playoff teams are set. All the playoff teams are set in the National League. It's just depending on who goes where and does what. The American League still with one playoff spot to fill. Kansas City has the inside track to that. How about that? Kansas City.
I'm happy for the state of Missouri because, growing up, I grew up around the Harrison area, and that's what you saw was Royals, Cardinals.
Yep.
So
how about this?
Remember the I-40 series
How about
very
this?
well.
1985, we all know about the controversial call. How about a Cardinals-Royals World Series with instant replay this year?
Would love it.
Ball is in the air, and the second half is underway. Taken at the 20 to the 30 to the 40. Nice opening kickoff return all the way out to midfield by number 24, Connor Caples. A 30-yard return on the second half kickoff, and Westside has good field position, and they're gonna try to make a game out of this one.
They are gonna do it.
They're gonna fight.
It's one thing we saw against Manila, even though they were up big like this against Manila, they never lost that fighting edge, and they're not going to do it tonight, especially at home.
So 34-6 as we start the third quarter, and Kenny McFadden is under center, and he's going to throw it. And he fires. Did he hold on to it? And let's see. Yep, they're going to give him the catch. Number 10, Cason Story. That's about a 7-yard completion. So Kenny McFadden comes out and completes his first pass to start the second half. 2nd and 3 at the 43. Inside handoff, pushing the pile for about a yard is Cody Banda. Cody had a bit of a rough first half as he had 6 carries but only had 12 yards. And only a yard that time on his first carry here in the third quarter. So 3rd down and 2. That's 3rd and manageable for Westside. Up. A little handoff goes to Banda again, and he's going to be stopped well short of the first down. As a matter of fact, he's going to lose yardage.
Had trouble on that handoff there, and that's one of the reasons why they lost.
He lost a yard, and it's 34-6. You're in Westside territory. You have to go for it here.
Agree.
You don't gain anything by punting the football here. So
1 for 3 on 4th down conversions are the Warriors tonight.
Westside will go for it. Their best offense lately has been the pass. The run is just being stuffed as Highland is loading the box, and we have a flag before the snap as number 86, Jake Burton, got to the quarterback, but it's an offsides against Highland, so
that'll make a first down.
That'll be a first down as they get 5 yards when they needed 2. And that'll take it down just inside the Highland 39-yard line. 1st and 10. McFadden gives to Cody nope, that's a toss to Jake Meeks. A nice little wrinkle there as they faked everyone out, including me. And a little toss to Jake Meeks as he's inside the 35 to the 34-yard line, 33-yard line. So 5 yards for Jake Meeks.
This half of Prep Football live on Tubetown is brought to you in part by Kaiser LP Gas. Kaiser LP Gas can fill all your propane needs, agriculture, commercial, and residential. Call today, 870-526-2198, Kaiser LP Gas.
2nd and 5 at the 34-yard line. Highland bringing a blitz, and they get past it. Thomas Kraft, he's got 1st down yardage inside the 30, down to the 27. That's a gain of 7 for Thomas Kraft.
So with this little surge in the run game, do you try play action right here on 1st down?
Well, you know, you've got to move the ball quickly as you're behind by 28 here in the 3rd quarter. So you might try a little play action here on 1st down, but as much as they're stuffing the run, you'd hate to get into 2nd and long, and they're going to throw, and it is incomplete. And I'm not sure what he saw that time, but there were 2 Highland defenders all over Jake Meeks, and he's lucky that wasn't intercepted.
Yeah, it was just a little quick pass there, but like you said, there was 2 Rebels, and Hunnig is right there again, number 89. He's the one that batted the ball down.
2nd and 10, 8:34 left to play in the 3rd quarter. So they're moving the ball, but clock is also being eaten up as they move it. McFadden fires incomplete, intended for Cason Story, and that'll bring up 3rd down. He threw that behind him. 3 out of 9 tonight for Westside on 3rd downs, and they're about to attempt a 10th 3rd down play.
Not where they want it from. You don't want it 10 yards out.
I believe Westside has run more plays than Highland tonight, but Highland hadn't needed to run very many to score their points.
Again, when you score on 6, 15, and 6-second drives.
So 3rd and 10 at the 28-yard line. And the give is to Kraft. He has a nice hole inside the 20. Down inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. A nice little draw to Thomas Kraft, and he picks up the 1st down. Nice play call.
Nice play call. Nice way to keep his legs moving. He probably got another 3 yards after the Highland defender first hit him and drug him.
They caught Highland in a blitz that time, and once he got past the defensive line, he had plenty of room to run until help could arrive. Pitch out to Jake Meeks. He's going, he breaks the tackles. 3 guys missed that time. There were 3 guys on him. And Meeks will actually turn nothing or a loss into a gain of about 3 yards.
2nd and 8.
2nd and 8 officially at the 12-yard line. As Westside.
Gillespie's on this near side over here.
Hand off to Thomas Kraft again, and he gets a yard to the 11.
One thing I've noticed, Chris, is at least right now, Westside is going ahead and putting Gillespie and 10 on, I'm trying to find out what number 10's number is. Story out. So they're having to at least say, hey, look, defend them. So they can't put all 11 guys in the box now.
So 3rd down and a handoff to Kraft again. Breaks the tackle, sheds another one, and he's going to be close to the 1st down.
I think he's got it.
He gets down inside the 5 to about the 4, and that should be right on the 1st down marker. And that is a 1st down for Thomas Kraft. So a nice 7-yard carry by Kraft. And the Warriors have 1st and goal with 6:53 left to play in the 3rd quarter.
Isaiah Estes checks back in for the Rebels on that line.
First and goal. McFadden. And nothing doing there for, I believe that was Thomas Kraft. That looked like 22 again. Yep, Thomas Kraft goes nowhere. 18 carries for Thomas Kraft tonight, so he's
done his fair share for the Warriors.
He's trying to carry the load, but that Highland defense has, for the most part, been ready for him. Second and goal. McFadden wants to throw, fires a little slant route, and it is caught for the touchdown! Kenny McFadden to Kason Story, a 4-yard strike. And Westside cuts the lead to 34-12. And they'll probably go for 2, it looks like. Westside trying to get this to a three possession game instead of 4. And McFadden keeps, and he walks in untouched.
Nice job.
Play fake there into the middle, and as McFadden ran around the edge there.
And he also had the option, and he decided to keep it there.
5:52 left to play in the third quarter. Your score is now Highland 34, Westside 14. You're watching high school football on Tubetown.
This is a seed, and this is a farmer. Together, they're responsible for creating 1 in 12 American jobs. Yes, you heard right. 1 in 12 American jobs are related to the family farm. From row to row across this great nation, every farmer counts.
The Westside Warriors take the third quarter kickoff and march down the field. And a 4-yard touchdown pass from Kenny McFadden to Kason Story. And it's now a 34-14 ball game with 5:52 left in the third. And Chase Sprinkle kicks it high, end over end short to Phipps at the 23. Sheds a tackler. He's across the 35, across the 40, still on his feet. Out to the 45, a nice return that time by Cody Phipps as he returns it nearly 25 yards.
That brings up good field position for the Rebels on their first drive.
13 plays, 6 minutes, 1 second off the clock, and a 4-yard touchdown pass. Your drive summary on that Warrior drive. So let's see what Highland draws up here to start quarter number 3. Their first possession is Johnson is in the backfield with Mag, and he gets the carry. And he's up to the 49-yard line. A gain of 4 for Avery Johnson.
Just wonder if they're trying to lull them asleep for that big pass.
Our first final to pass along, Walnut Ridge 38, Rector nothing.
Rector's first year back in, what, about 4 years, Chris?
About 4 years, so they got to get back into it. Handoff, Johnson breaking tackles, and he's down to the 45-yard line. That should be, let's see,
they're telling them to move the chains.
Yep, that's a first down, so 6 yards for Avery Johnson. And Highland may be to the point now where Avery Johnson touches it every time, but it's on the ground maybe from here on out. Try to grind some clock. Did I see a little bit of fog moving in? Looks like some fog moving in, Wes. Looking.
I don't know if it's the fog or if it's the smoke from the grill that I keep smelling.
They are grilling hamburgers. Mag back to throw, fires incomplete, intended for Deion Stewart.
Good job there by Story to break up that pass.
Deion Stewart, 6 foot 165. Ball is on the ground.
I think Westside's got it.
Let's see. He faked it to Johnson and kept it himself. And nope.
He said he
recovered his own fumble. So that could have made things a little interesting had Westside picked that football up. But a loss of 2 for Mag.
I thought the Westside defender had it there at first. He just couldn't hang on to it.
But now 3rd and 12. So a huge play for Westside here on defense. And 5 free ones.
Yep.
Hard count by Mag.
Makes it a little bit more manageable. They're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions.
I have to think in a football coach's mind, the penalty that drives you the most nuts is an offsides. All you have to do is look at the football. But so many people listen to the cadence and get drawn off sides. Mag fires, incomplete, intended for Deion Stewart. Good coverage again by Cason Story as he bumped him on that slant route and forced an incompletion. So Westside will get the ball back.
And that's the 3rd time that they're 0 for 3 on 3rd down. The Rebels are. Interesting look here on the punt coverage.
Number 58 set to kick it away. Nice high kick. It's going to bounce and take a little bit of a, you call it a Westside roll, but actually Westside would have preferred it to keep going the other way in the end zone. So actually that
helped the Rebels
actually a
more.
Highland bounce there is number 58, Wade Paul.
90 yards to go for the Warriors.
Pins Westside down at the 10-yard line.
There's a good shot of the smoke, fog, whoever's rolling in here in Bono.
I'm going with grill smoke. I can smell it. It smells good even though I had a big supper tonight. Handoff. And a big pile up. Looks like a car wreck out there at about the 12-yard line. I believe that was Thomas Kraft again. That was the 11th tackle for Garrett Hussing for Highland.
There's you another candidate for player of the game. You know, they don't give the defensive side enough love on players of the game.
Hand off to Kraft. Gets through the initial containment, gets out across the 15 to about the 17-yard line. 5 more for Kraft. So 3rd and manageable. It'll be about 3rd and 3. Yeah, but I tell you what, when you've got nearly 200 yards of offense by yourself and 4 touchdowns, that's Mr. Hussing. He's going to have about 20 tackles to take it away from Avery Johnson.
Westside, this is the 12th 3rd down conversion they're trying. They're 5 for 11 right now.
And he's going to be close. Cody Banda got the carry. He is just shy of the 20-yard line, so 2 yards for Banda, and now a decision.
They decide, the referees give it to him. They give him 1st down.
Well, the referee put his foot down inside the 20, so evidently the ball is just inside the 10 on 1st down. So that's a big 1st down. You get out of the shadows of your own end zone there. And 2:15 left to play in the 3rd. Westside's going to have to score in a hurry, though, to try to get back in the ball game. McFadden to throw. Fires, and it is intercepted. Deion Stewart with the interception at the Westside 26-yard line.
Boy, and he just about caught himself with his knee. And if he would have, I think he would have been gone there, Chris. If he could have caught himself and bounced him with that hand.
So Deion Stewart with an interception now. To go with a touchdown tonight. And the handoff is to Avery Johnson. He gets down to the 25-yard line, a gain of 2.
Gain of a couple on the play, brings up 2nd and 8.
A minute 40 left to play in the third quarter. Handoff, Johnson. And he's going to be inside the 20 down to about the 19. That'll be 6 more for Avery Johnson. I tell you what, with his size, I know he catches the ball well, but with his size, you just about have to consider making him a running back at 6'2", 215.
You got to wonder what Coach Anderson's going to do with him over at ASU.
As he gets the carry again, he's got a first down inside the 15, down inside the 14, another 6 yards for Avery Johnson.
That is the first third down conversion for Highland tonight, Chris.
He has 12 carries tonight, and he has not had a carry of less than 4 yards. He's got that size, and if he's a running back, he becomes maybe a little bit more of a weapon out of the backfield catching the ball. Reed Mag will keep it, and he'll get a couple of yards on first down. Down to the...
They're going to have to run at least one more play here in the third.
12-yard line. 2nd and 8. Stewart in motion. He gets the end around. Tries to pick up a block. Now he goes outside, back inside, still on his feet. And he's going to have, I believe, the first down yardage. Nope, he's going to be this side of the 5-yard line at the 6. That's 7 yards for Deion Stewart on the carry.
That's going to be into the third.
A third down coming up for Highland when we start the fourth quarter. We're at the end of 3 with the score, Highland 34, Westside 14. You're watching high school football on Tubetown.
Farmers Bank and Trust offers instant image debit cards. Showcase your school spirit, your grandkids, your pet, or your favorite sport. Walk in, open an account, and walk out of the bank with an instant image debit card ready to use. Finally, a debit card as unique as you from Farmers Bank and Trust. Traditional banking at its best. Farmers Bank and Trust, with locations in Blytheville, Gosnell, and Manila. Member FDIC.
34-14, Highland with a lead as we get ready to start quarter number 4 from here at Westside High School. And it'll be a third down play coming up, third down and about 3 at the 6-yard line.
Next week, join us again. We're in Jonesboro over at Nettleton, where the Raiders will play the Chickasaws of Blytheville. Prep Football Tubetown, brought to you by Armor Seed and Kaiser LP Gas.
Well, the Diamondbacks have already scored on the Cardinals in the first inning and still have first and third with 1 out. So life is rough right now for the St. Louis Cardinals.
We have our second final. EPC defeats Salem 58-0.
Handoff Avery Johnson, and he is in for the touchdown. 6-yard run for Avery Johnson, and that is 1, 2, 3, 4, count them, 5 touchdowns on the night for Avery Johnson. And with 11:54 left to play in the ball game, it's now 40-14. And Wade Paul is on for the extra point attempt. And the kick is up, and it is good. He drew rain with it, but he got through. 11:54 left to play in the ball game. Your score, Highland 41, Westside 14. You're watching high school football on Tubetown.
There's a lot of sights to see in Northeast Arkansas. Let Dr. Angela Howell and Eye Care of Truman bring life into focus for you. There's no need to drive to Jonesboro. Eye Care of Truman is right here in your backyard to fill all of your eye health needs. eye exams, contacts, fashion frames, and more. At Eye Care of Truman, we're about family-friendly vision care. Call today and schedule your next eye exam with Eye Care of Truman, 807 West Main in Truman.
41-14, Highland with a lead as we are in the fourth quarter here. A 6-yard burrow is what it was called up here in the press box.
Zab's giving us all the adjectives tonight.
I've heard plunge, I've heard jaunt. I don't know that I've heard burrow.
And we had a scamper earlier tonight.
And a scamper, yeah. We've had plenty of scampers.
We've had plenty of scampers.
Westside set to receive the kickoff from
He is a Badger fan, so I guess that's why he's burrowing.
At the 25, up to the 35. Goes Rivera. Well, if he's a Badger fan, he's got to be a Brett Bielema fan.
I don't know if he likes Bielema or not too well. He's not even paying attention to us anymore.
He's not paying attention to us right now. 7 plays, 206, 6-yard run for Avery Johnson. His 5th touchdown of the night.
Speaking of Brett Bielema, the Razorbacks on Channel 3 out of Memphis tomorrow. An old Southwest Conference, now Southeastern Conference matchup as they go to Jerry World to play the Aggies of Texas A&M.
McFadden gives to Kraft, and he's got a nice little hole on first down up to the 39-yard line. That'll be 4 yards for Banda and another tackle for Hussing.
His 12th. National Scouting Report presents the NSR Ritter Communications underclassmen of the game. Just go to Facebook and like National Scouting Report or our friend Larry Perrin, NSR.
And McFadden holds on to the football, and he's going to be driven back to the 35-yard line. So
they're giving him forward progress and keeping it at the 30, about the 38 and a half, 38.
So officially that's no gain for McFadden, or a loss of the yard for McFadden. Third down and about 6.5 for the Warriors.
6 for 12 there. Now we got a
And
flag.
we have a flag coming in.
False start.
Yep, so now that'll make it third down and 12.
Almost a passing situation. You hate to say that if you're a Warrior fan, but I don't see any other way around it unless they can do something to get Kraft out.
Well, Thomas Kraft has certainly been held in check here tonight by Westside. McFadden will throw, and he fires. Intercepted! Number 19. He's back to the 40, to the 30, to the 25, down to the west side. 16-yard line, number 19, Preston Duncan with the interception, and that is the second interception of the night thrown by Kenny McFadden. Second in a row.
Pocahontas has defeated Truman 42-0. That's a final score.
A 30-yard return that time. Mag hands off to Phipps, excuse me. Inside the 15 down to about the 12-yard line. So 3 yards for Phipps. He has 32 yards on 4 carries, so he has a nice average tonight. He just hasn't. toted the rock as much. Now, but when you have Avery Johnson and Deion Stewart, they're going to carry the load, and the handoff to Phipps, and he is in for the touchdown. Cody Phipps from 12 yards out, and a touchdown for someone not named Johnson or Stewart.
You'd like to see that if you're a Reb fan. Someone else getting a little love tonight.
And with 9:27 left to play in the ball game, it's now 47-14 in favor of the Highland Rebels. Wade Paul in for the extra point. And it is good. A line drive kick, barely got over the crossbar, but barely counts. 9:27 left to play in the ball game. 48-14 your score. Highland with a lead. You're watching high school football on Tubetown.
Farmers Bank and Trust offers instant image debit cards. Showcase your school spirit, your grandkids, your pet, or your favorite sport. Walk in, open an account, and walk out of the bank with an instant image debit card ready to use. Finally, a debit card as unique as you from Farmers Bank and Trust. Traditional banking at its best. Farmers Bank and Trust, with locations in Blytheville, Gosnell, and Manila. Member FDIC.
$9:27 left to play, and not sure what. That's a nice contraption we're seeing here. Has the score and everything on it. Not sure what that is, Wes.
It looks like it's...
Looks like a tablet of some kind.
Yeah, an iPad or something like that.
It's one of the Westside players holding it.
Marcus Carlton, we need one of those up in the booth.
Kickoff taken by Rivera at the 23. Out across the 30 to about the 33. And Westside will put it in play as the Westside cheerleaders are throwing the little mini footballs into the stands. So first down for the Warriors. Hand off to Kraft, bounces off one tackler, off two tacklers, and turns nothing into something as he gets up to the 34, a couple of yards for Kraft. 22 carries tonight for Thomas Kraft.
He's put in a good night's work tonight, and he's done his fair share for the Warriors.
He's going to be sore in the morning, as many hits as he's absorbed.
Go find us on Twitter at Tubetown21 and use the hashtag Rebs versus Wes.
McFadden rolls to his left, wants to throw, picks up a nice block, fires downfield, incomplete. Intended for number 14, Foley, Jonathan Foley. A nice block there on the edge by number 74. And I don't have a 74 on my roster here for Westside. Last drive was 2 plays, 43 seconds, a 12-yard something, 12-yard run from Phipps.
Zap's getting lenient on us over here on his adjectives.
He didn't give us a word, so McFadden will keep to the 40 and out to about the 43-yard line. That should be enough for the first down. Let's see how the spot comes up. It's a left foot spot, and that's a first down. Kenny McFadden gets 9 yards on the keep.
I'm seeing fresh white uniforms out here for the Rebels. I think they got their second string defense in now.
I don't see Garrett Hussing out anymore, so his night will end with, what, 12 tackles?
Mm-hmm.
Hand off, Banda straight up the middle across the 50, 45, 40, down into the Highland 38-yard line. 18 yards for Cody Banda. Nice to see him break one for the home-standing Westside Warriors. 7:55 left to play in the ball game. 48-14. Handoff. Banda again, left side. Breaks the tackle, gets outside. Inside the 30, down to the 26-yard line. That may be enough for another first down. If it's a left foot spot, it's a first down. It is. It's the 25-yard line. That's 11 yards. And a first down for Westside. Hand off this time to Kraft. He goes to the right edge, cuts it back, and he's going to be stopped at about the 19-yard line, 18-yard line, a gain of 7 for Thomas Kraft.
Nice drive here, compiled by Westside.
Cardinals have gotten a run back in Arizona. They trail at 2-1 now in the top of the second. Little inside give to Cody Banda. And let's see, they mark him down at the 16-yard line.
About a third and short.
So that'll bring up third down and 2.
Seven for 13 are the Warriors on third downs now.
McFadden giving a nice hole for Banda, and he is in for the touchdown. Cody Banda from 16 yards out. And it's now a 48-20 ball game with 6:19 left to play in the ball game. And Chase Sprinkle will come on to attempt the extra point. High snap, good hold, and the kick is up, and it is no good, wide to the left. 6:19 left to go, 48-20 your score, Highland with the lead. You're watching high school football on Tubetown.
There's a lot of sights to see in Northeast Arkansas. Let Dr. Angela Howell and Eye Care of Truman bring life into focus for you. There's no need to drive to Jonesboro. Eye Care of Truman is right here in your backyard to fill all of your eye health needs. Eye exams, contacts, fashion frames, and more. At Eye Care of Truman, we're about family-friendly vision care. Call today and schedule your next eye exam with Eye Care of Truman, 807 West Main in Truman.
48-20, Highland in control. They lead it by 4 touchdowns, 8 plays, 2:52 off the clock, 16-yard jaunt by Cody Banda. And 6:19 left to go.
Next week, over in Raider Country to take on the Blytheville Chickasaws in 5A East action. I hadn't got a final, but you know Wynn probably beat Blytheville, and I hadn't seen a Nettleton score yet. From all indications, it'll be homecoming for the Raiders.
A high short kick taken at the 30, 35-40, out to about the 45-yard line. Nice return by number 35, William French. So let's see if Highland puts in new guys on offense now.
I don't see Stewart or Johnson.
Stewart is not out there. Johnson is not out there. Reed Mag is not out there. So the backup QB is in.
That's number 19.
Number 19, Kristen Duncan. And a handoff to number 33, Burton. And he's out to the 48-yard line. Gain of 6 for Burton. Highland will be content to run clock here.
Better hurry. 5 on the play clock. They just now got the play in.
And Duncan will keep as shakes the tackler, gets across the 50 in the Westside territory across the 40 to the 39-yard line.
That was
a first down keep.
Great fake there by him because he looked like he was getting it back to the 33, the running back, and that's where all the Warriors went. He come back on this right side and got the first down.
13 yards for Duncan. With 5:12 left to play in the ball game. Number 8, Chance Thatch, also in the ball game as he comes down as a wide receiver, and the handoff to Burton. He's inside the 45, or inside the 35, excuse me, to the 34. 5 more yards for Burton.
Keeps that clock running for the Rebels.
Second down and 5, 4.
Gain to the 34-yard line. 2nd and 4.
Duncan hands off to
Nowhere
Burton.
to
He
go.
is going to be met by the interior of the Westside defense, and he will be thrown for a loss back at the 36-yard line. A loss of 2.
One for 3 tonight are the Rebels on 3rd down conversion. They haven't had many.
Haven't needed them. Oh, a nice play. Number 9, Demarius Smith broke through the line and drilled Burton back at the 38-yard line. So another yard lost. And 4th down and about 9 for Highland. And they're going to go for it.
That's
bobbled the snap, but he keeps it. And he's going to be chased down, and he will not get the first down as Duncan is only going to get a yard, and they will turn it over on downs. And Westside will take back over with 2:53 left to play in the ball game, trailing 48-20.
One of the few times the Rebels didn't score, but they took a lot of time off the clock on that drive, Chris.
You know, Westside has, it was a 34-6 ball game at the end of the half, and Westside has fought hard here in the second half and kept it to a 14-14 second half. So if you're the coach, that's what you build upon. You're always looking for things to build upon. When you get blown out, there's your building point. Banda, big hole, across the 50, 40. They're not going to catch him. He's gone. 30, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Cody Banda, 62 yards. .239 left to go in the ball game. It's now 48-26.
As soon as he got to that second wave of defense, he was not going to be touched.
So Cody Banda is now going to turn in a 100-yard rushing performance. A 62-yard sprint for the touchdown. That's what it was, a sprint. As Sprinkle is good for the PAT. 2:39 left to play in the ball game. It's Highland 48, Westside 27. You're watching high school football on Tubetown.
This is a seed, and this is a farmer. Together, they're responsible for creating 1 in 12 American jobs. Yes, you heard right. 1 in 12 American jobs are related to the family farm. From row to row across this great nation, every farmer counts.
(48-27) is your score now. A one-play, 62-yard sprint that took 14 seconds for Cody Banda. That seems to be a theme tonight. One play, one play, one play.
So now we've had touchdowns of 6, 14, 15, and 16 seconds.
Sprinkle. Little bound inside the 20. Taken by Deion Stewart. He's at the 30. Look out. 40. Sheds a tackler. Still on his feet. 45, 50. And Deion Stewart. He is fun to watch. It's the first time I've seen Deion Stewart in person. And Avery Johnson. Both of those guys are going to play at the next level, and I have a feeling both of those guys are going to make impacts with their
And after that drive that ended up with nothing, both them and the starting quarterback, he's back out there.
Johnson and Mag are back into the game, and the give is to Johnson. Cost of midfield, 45, 40, turns the corner, 35. Cuts it back against the grain, picks up a block. Look out, he's got away to the 30, to the 20, 10, 5, touchdown Avery Johnson. My, oh my, what is that young man going to do tonight? Avery Johnson, 50 yards for the touchdown.
What a block on that return, or on that back there. Keith Bynum, 65 for Highland, just flat out.
A decleater.
Oh, to Taylor Clifton, 60. It was 65 on 65, and I mean just knocked him into next week's ball game.
And the kick is up and good. And so with 2:03 left to play in the ball game, it's now Highland 55, Westside 27. You're watching high school football on Tubetown.
Farmers Bank and Trust offers instant image debit cards. Showcase your school spirit, your grandkids, your pet, or your favorite sport. Walk in, open an account, and walk out of the bank with an instant image debit card ready to use. Finally, a debit card as unique as you from Farmers Bank and Trust. Traditional banking at its best. Farmers Bank and Trust, with locations in Blytheville, Gosnell, and Manila. Member FDIC.
He made something out of nothing.
Avery Johnson with his 6th. That's right. You heard me correct, folks. I didn't stutter and your ears didn't flop. I said 6 touchdowns for Avery Johnson tonight. A 50-yard run, or a 50-yard scramble that one took 24 seconds because he ran 135 yards to get 50.
What about that block, though? My goodness. Keith Bynum just... Now, that was your slobber knocker right there. That was a slobber knocker if I'd ever seen one. That block.
And I tell you what, Brandon Reed's got a hard job next week of finding, he's got a 2-minute drill, and he's got a lot of plays to pick up.
He's got lots of plays, but plays of
6,
14, 15, 16, and 26 right there. I mean,
but he's got defensive hits. He's got interceptions, fumbles, offensive plays. Handoff, Cody Banda. across the 45.
Whoa, little extra there.
To the 46-yard line. And here comes the flag in at the end of the play. 3 yards.
Cole Foley for Westside was pushing after the play, and they got the personal foul against Highland.
It's never the guy that starts it. Never does the referee see the first push. It's always the retaliator.
Yeah, I know. Because I've been guilty of that sometimes on the hardwood.
A minute 44 left. I believe Westside rattled the cage of Highland's coach a minute ago, and
that's the 6th penalty against Highland for 50 yards.
Put Avery Johnson back in just for a little emphasis. Hand off to Thomas Kraft as he's inside the 30 to the 29. That's 10 more yards for Kraft. And a first down. Inside handoff goes to
Banda, wasn't it?
Cody Banda inside the 25 down to the 23. That's 6 yards for Banda.
That's going to take us to a minute left to play in the game, Chris.
Inside a minute. Westside will be 0-1 in conference. Their record will be evened at 2-2. Highland will even their overall record at 2-2, but they'll be 1-0 in conference. McFadden fires deep down the sideline. Oh my! Oh my! In and out of the hands of Caleb Hargrove.
Don't you know he wants that one back?
That was a beautiful pass. Beautifully thrown football.
He wants that one back. So it brings down a third down where the Warriors are 8 for 14.
3rd and 5. McFadden to throw again. Fires into the end zone for Gillespie. Incomplete, and a nice job by number 5, Corey Goodman, to knock that one down.
34 seconds. You're going for it here, 4th down.
Gillespie had a step on him.
Yeah,
and that was a good play that time by Goodman to jump up and knock it down.
They're 2 for 4 on 4th down conversions. So
just a little bit underthrown by McFadden. Had he put the ball where it needed to go, that would have been a touchdown. McFadden handoff to Cody Banda. And let's see, he's down to about the 15-yard line.
Got enough for the first down.
It should be enough for the first down. As it is, Cody Banda, 7 yards on the carry with 28 left to go in the ball game. They'll have to run one more play. Hand off to Thomas Kraft around the right side. Oh, and he is slung down, and we have a flag. 3 flags. Personal foul. Horse collar. A horse collar against Highland.
So half the distance after the...
Half the distance tacked on to the run as Kraft got 4 on the carry, and now the ball is down to the 5 with 16 seconds left to play in the ball game. Kraft gets the carry down to the 4, so a yard for Thomas Kraft.
That picks up the first down, so temporarily stops the clock. Last play here. Touchdown!
And a touchdown for
Cody Banda.
Number 23, Cody Banda, on the last play of the game. He gets his 3rd touchdown. I don't believe, no, there will not be an extra point.
No.
So the final score here from Westside tonight, Highland 55, Westside 33. We'll be back to wrap this one up right after these messages. You're watching high school football on Tubetown.
This is a seed, and this is a farmer. Together, they're responsible for creating 1 in 12 American jobs. Yes, you heard right. 1 in 12 American jobs are related to the family farm. From row to row across this great nation, every farmer counts.
Farmers Bank and Trust offers instant image debit cards. Showcase your school spirit, your grandkids, your pet, or your favorite sport. Walk in, open an account, and walk out of the bank with an instant image debit card ready to use. Finally, a debit card as unique as you from Farmers Bank and Trust. Traditional banking at its best. Farmers Bank and Trust, with locations in Blytheville, Gosnell, and Manila. Member FDIC.
There's a lot of sights to see in Northeast Arkansas. Let Dr. Angela Howell and Eye Care of Truman bring life into focus for you. There's no need to drive to Jonesboro. Eye Care of Truman is right here in your backyard to fill all of your eye health needs. Eye exams, contacts, fashion frames, and more. At Eye Care of Truman, we're about family-friendly vision care. Call today and schedule your next eye exam with Eye Care of Truman, 807 West Main in Truman.
Well, I don't know nothing about faxing, but I know something about fishing. Every Sunday, 7 o'clock, on Tubetown.
Crowbar is back. Sundays, 7 p.m. on Tubetown, Channel 21.
Hi, I'm Michael Crawley. There are many reasons people fall into debt: unexpected illness, loss of income, or a basic mismanagement of finances. Don't feel like you're alone. At the Crawley Law Firm, we work hard to help you break free from these burdens. Our team will guide you step by step so you understand the process. Call us today at the Crawley Law Firm to schedule your free consultation in either our Jonesboro or Forest City office.
In Luke chapter 10, Jesus says, "You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, strength, and mind, and love your neighbor as yourself." We at Mark Tree United Methodist Church are not perfect, but we are trying. We want you to know there is room in this sanctuary, in this congregation, and in our hearts for you. Come on in, neighbor.
Come on in, neighbors.
7:48 p.m. north. This has now been upgraded to a tornado warning. We have confirmation of a tornado on the ground. You need to seek emergency shelter immediately. Take cover now. Move to an interior room away from...
$55-33, Highland wins this one over Westside in the first conference game in the 4A3 conference. Highland is now 2-2 on the season. Westside also 2-2, but they have opposite marks. Highland 1-0 in conference, and Westside now 0-1 in conference. And West Cisco, I believe you can sum this one up by saying the Avery Johnson show.
The Avery Johnson show. 6 touchdowns tonight for the Revs, and Westside defense couldn't find any way to stop him.
He did it on the ground. He did it in the air. And like you said, just no way to stop him. I mean, he 6'2", 215 pounds. He size and speed. And there you see our player of the game is Avery Johnson. 4 catches, $103 and 2 touchdowns, 14 carries, $158, 4 touchdowns. So 261 all-purpose yards for Avery Johnson. and 6 touchdowns, and he did that right here where he's going to play his college football next year.
Yeah, he's going to be a Red Wolf next year. So, last week at Rebel Field, closer to Fayetteville, Deion Stewart had a great game. Here in Jonesboro tonight, close to A-State, Avery Johnson, the Red Wolf commit, has the big game.
And Deion Stewart didn't have a bad game.
No.
He just didn't get the ball a whole lot, but not even close to the night that Avery Johnson had tonight. As these,
and you got
a lot of these folks here are Red Wolf fans, and I'm sure they are excited to see what they're going to be getting.
Yeah, and you also got to give special props. Garrett Hunting had 12 tackles tonight for the Rebels. Just great job. And then you had Banda.
Cody Banda
for
Westside. He had over 100 yards.
Over 100 yards.
Yeah.
At least one touch. One touchdown. So that was a great effort, especially in the second half by the Warriors.
Well, if you're the coach for Westside, that's what you build off of. You throw the first half tape away and you say, all right, boys, here's what we did well.
Mm-hmm.
We ran the ball well in the second half. We tackled better in the second half. And you just put it behind you. Highland is the clear favorite in the 4A3. They've got the playmakers. Gosnell, right there with them as a favorite. But from what I've seen last week and this week, Highland is just about that much better than Gosnell. And like you said, it may depend on where that game is played. But if that one's played up at Highland, I don't see Gosnell going up there and
exactly
winning that game. There's just playmakers all over the field for Highland. They have a huge defensive line that was in Westside's backfield all night long. A huge offensive line that made holes for Avery Johnson, and all he needed was about that much space. Can't see what I did with my hands there, but not much space was needed for Avery Johnson. Is what I was implying.
And the footwork, to make tacklers miss. That's what impressed me the most by both those players.
Yeah, Deion Stewart's footwork was just outstanding. That play that he had the 78-yard touchdown catch on, where he just more or less just did a stutter step right in the middle of the field, and two guys, they went down, and once they did, he to the house, and that was all she wrote. And very impressed by Westside, what we saw tonight, and I have a feeling in a couple of weeks we're going to see a lot like that when we see the Win Yellow Jackets come to Valley View, and it'll probably you hate to say it's going to be a blowout 2 weeks ahead of time, but I just don't see any way Valley View's going to stay on the
especially with them playing up and losing some talent from last year.
Yeah.
But let's talk about next week, Chris.
Yep, next week
we're going to Raider Field.
Blytheville Wildcats. The Blytheville Chickasaws are coming to Raider Field, and we don't have any scores on Blytheville or Nettleton. We know Blytheville was down 28-0 early to win, so you expect that Blytheville lost. Don't have a Nettleton score to pass along. So.
I think that one's going to be big on implications for the 5A East playoffs as well, especially with Blytheville coming out with 3-0 going into tonight.
Your final stats: Highland 8 out of 15 passing the ball for 245. Westside 6 out of 20 for $121. Highland 321 yards rushing. The two receivers of Johnson and Stewart, you thought it might be flip-flopped, 321 passing and 245 rushing, but 566 offensive yards for Highland. 227 yards rushing for Westside before the game was over with. So 348 yards against Highland, and that's what you build upon. And
the penalties, Highland was flagged 7 times for 56 yards. Westside 7 times for 46 yards, and Highland won the turnover battle 2-1. Westside had 2 turnovers. Highland only had 1.
Pretty much complete domination tonight by the Highland Rebels. That's going to wrap up week 4. Already 4 weeks in the book in the high school football season. It's going quickly. And we're to the halfway point next week. Highland 55, Westside 33.
Join us at Nettleton next week.
Join us at Nettleton. Tune us in next week. From a man to my right here, West Cisco, I'm Chris Benson saying so long. You've been watching high school football right here on Tubetown.